between the champions of Section 7 with a record of 16-13, the Greenway Raiders, and the champions of Section 4 with a record of 22-6-1, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, let's meet the starters for the Raiders. Starting in goal, number 24, junior Logan Wright. On defense, number 6, junior Brock Trebojevic. And number 10, senior Cameron Lance. On the wings, number 8, junior Ben Tremblay. And number 13, senior Dante Lawson. And starting at center, number 19, senior Nikolai Rola. And the remainder of the Raiders, the assistant coaches are Andy Surdich and Adam Johnson. Head coach Grant Clapton. Now let's meet Mahtomedi. Starting in goal, number 32, freshman Ben Dardis. Number 8, on defense, senior Noah Skillings. And on defense, number 14, senior Tommy Broughton. On the wings, number 10, senior Corey Pilarski. And number 17, senior Joe Paradise. And starting at center, number 15, senior Dylan Lallier. The assistant coaches are Tom Strelo and Alex Rogaszewski. Head coach Jeff Posho. Here are the officials assigned for today's game. On the lines, it's Reed Hutton of East Grand Forks, Craig Teets of Moorhead. Your game referees, Ron Lituri of Bemidji, Tyler Landman of Roseau. Starting lineups today brought to you by Holiday Station Stores.
Everybody, as we welcome you back inside the XL Energy Center for the second game of Semifinal Friday. Who will have the right to take on St. Cloud Cathedral tomorrow afternoon in the Class A final? We'll find out. We have Mahtomedi, the number 1 seed, taking on the Greenway Raiders, the number 4 seed, and Greenway coming off that thrilling victory over Delano on Wednesday night. As we have the Zephyrs as well, showing why they're a title contender in the hunt for their first championship, as they beat New Ulm 6-0 on Wednesday evening. And the second semifinal of Semifinal Friday is, and we'll take a break, and then the Double A semifinals will take place this evening at about 6:30, and probably sometime around 8:30 to 9 o'clock will be the puck drop on the second semifinal. The goalies in net this evening, it'll be Dardis for the Zephyrs and Logan Wright for the Greenway Raiders.
Dardis phenomenal this year, 13-4-1, 147 goals against, a .934 save percentage. Very incredible numbers for a freshman. And Logan Wright looking to build off his strong couple of periods that he finished his game with Wednesday night. Class A semifinal number 2 underway.
As Greenway controls the opening face-off, they chip it back out to neutral ice. That one just out of the reach of Nikolai Raya as it comes down to the near side boards and played around by the Zephyrs back behind their net. Setting up and playing it down to the near side back toward the neutral zone. This will be sent in deep then by number 6. That's Brock Trebojevic for the Raiders. Back the other direction come the Zephyrs through neutral ice into the offensive zone with Joe Paradise trying to center it on the back door for Dylan Lallier, but couldn't quite get that one through to him. And then another centering feed sneaked through all the way back to the far side. 16:20 to go in the first period. No score between number 4 seed Greenway, number 1 seed Mahtomedi, as we'll have this icing call on the Zephyrs here And an early offensive zone faceoff for the Raiders with 16:18 to go, and 16:12 rather. So we didn't quite get to talk about it. What are your keys to this game?
Yeah, you know, I think it's important that Greenway is here for the moment. They really play their game. They're not nervous. They kind of came out a touch starstruck, getting down 2-0 to Delano on Wednesday night. They should be comfortable here now. Cannot turn pucks over at all. Got to be good in the net, too. Logan Wright's a big key to this game. And if you're Mahtomedi, I think it's important that you're playing your fast-paced transition hockey game and making sure that you're using your depth to your advantage. You're going to get scoring throughout the lineup. It's a lineup full of groups of guys that like to put points on the board, anywhere from 25 to 45 points. You know, we've got 7 guys in that fit. So use your depth, play your game, have some fun out there, too.
Mahtomedi off of another face-off. I think there was an icing call, I think, but they brought it out to center ice, indicating there must have been a mistake made by the officials in there somewhere. So then a center ice face-off as it's pushed down into the Greenway zone now. The Raiders looking to get it out and not quite able to do so is Tristan Birdsall. Birdsall battling on the near side boards with Wyatt Bagley as it's sent back to the point. There's a shot by Tom Paradise that's blocked on the near side circle with the Zephyrs going from left to right here in the first period. The home whites with yellow trim, black numbers, and the Greenway team in the road greens with white numbers and white trim as the Zephyrs clear it out once again from their own zone. Have an icing and another face-off for Greenway in their offensive zone with 15:16 to go in the first period. No score.
No score and no shots on net yet for either teams here. Kind of feeling each other out early in this first period of the second semifinal of the day here in the Class A. And we hit 2:00 p.m. now.
As Dante Lawson will take the face-off against Duloc on the far side of the offensive zone as Mahtomedi controls the face-off. That's sent back the other direction up into the corner. Wasson puts a hit on. We've seen Lawson do pretty much everything at this tournament. Offense, defense, and everything in between is driving into the offensive zone with J.D. Metz, who had 2 goals, and then a centering feed just tipped wide by the Zephyrs. Kicked back out to the point for Tommy Broughton. Broughton will get it back up to the far side circle. Goes down to the near side. There's a shot that goes wide by Colin Hagstrom. It ends up on the far side in the corner. As the Zephyrs look to come out with it, they'll play this one back through the corner.
Great pass there from Noah Skillings, too. Cross ice, went to the back door, and Hagstrom just missed on that opportunity for the Zephyrs.
Absolutely. So Skillings in there as well. And here comes Greenway. Lawson into the offensive zone. Oh, what a move as he tried to work his way around Skillings. Ends up on the end boards behind the net. Greenway maintains possession, kicked back out to the point, running for a blast. It's Miller and just missing on the redirect. And then an awkward bounce. Almost saw it bounced into the net off the back of the goaltender Dardis.
Yeah, puck caromed off the end wall there and bounced out. Great job by Greenway to try and get the puck to the net. Low shot there, just missed on the tip, and by missing that tip, it caromed out. And as you mentioned, Dardis almost bounced off his back and into the net. A scare there early for the Zephyrs, but still no shots on net for either team.
Skillings will carry the face-off around his own net as he pushes Mitch Vekic to the ice. Vekic, who had a key goal in that win on Wednesday night that I think tied the game at the time. Here come the Zephyrs into the offensive zone, but offside is Pilarski. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off. 13:59 to go in the first period, no score.
Yeah, both teams not really being able to generate any opportunities to the net. Greenway had the one chance that missed wide. Other than that, nothing here as we hit our first TV timeout. 13:59 remaining in this first period.
Well, as you kind of talked about, certainly each team still kind of feeling each other out. That takes a little bit of time. Maybe we're still just a tick over 3 minutes into the game.
Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes and even more backyard lakes.
Both teams probably going to just work on settling in just a little bit and put more pucks on net. It's going to be important for both teams, and the Zephyrs are likely going to try and really test Logan right here early if they can. So generate some opportunities by getting the puck to the net and taking advantage of some second opportunities that they've got.
Sportsman's Guide in South St. Paul, up to 60% off all merchandise at their Beyond the Pond event. That'll be tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon, leading into the Class A title game, which will feature one of these teams taking on St. Cloud Cathedral. St. Cloud Cathedral beating East Grand Forks 6-2 in a pretty exciting game earlier, the 4-goal margin. Not really indicative of how that game really went, especially in the middle part of that game when East Grand Forks really gave it all they had.
Yeah, nice effort there from the Greenway, and Cathedral's depth and speed just too much for the Greenway.
Into the offensive zone come the Raiders, so that centering feed blocked and kicked up into the corner. Zephyrs looking to bring it back the other way through the neutral zone. And into the offensive zone, is trying to get it behind for Tom Paradise, as it's taken back by the Raiders, and Raya sends it back out into the neutral zone. Who chipped this one off the far side boards. Getting tied up is Vacated in the far side corner, and back come the Zephyrs the other way through neutral ice. There's Tom Paradise. Paradise trying to center this one for La'Allier, but it goes up onto the corner instead, and the Raiders retake possession. 13:15 to go in the first period, no score. Slipping and falling was Trbojevic as he sent this one in deep. He did pass the red line as he sent the puck in, so the stoppage of play here with 13:10 to go in the first period. An offensive zone face-off for the Raiders.
Yep, first shot on net of the game goes to the Raiders here.
As Wasson works to corral the face-off. Oh, what a move. Is he almost able to get that one around Pilarski? Is Pilarski able to drive it back into the Raiders zone? His centering feed.
This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a 1982 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a 1982 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a 1982 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a 1982 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a 1982 graduate of Minneapolis.
This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league.
first period, no score.
This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league.
Wasson
This
controls
is
off the
Annie
face-off. His
Schlepper-Span
centering
of the
feed as he
U.S.
tried to
Women's
sneak it
Olympic
through to
Hockey Team
Jamander,
and
was
a
intercepted
2008
and
graduate
brought back
of
the
St.
other
Cloud
direction by
Cathedral
Joe
High School.
Paradise.
You are listening to the
Paradise
Minnesota
working his way
State
around
High
a couple
School
of
League
Greenway
State Tournament.
players as
We
play
are the
stopped in
league.
the Zephyr zone.
This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the
penalty
U.S.
coming
Women's
here for
Olympic
half,
Hockey Team and a
10:25 to go here in the
2008
first
graduate of
period.
St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the
Jordander, Lawson, and Trombley getting involved early here. Trombley not waiting until the second and third periods today to get involved. And heck of a hockey player he is, headed to St. Cloud State after his Greenway Raider career.
Demander against Skillings in the face-off circle, pushed down into the corner as Skillings will come out with it. Play it up to the far side as Hagstrom gets it out through the neutral zone. It'll go off the stick of Duloc, and that'll end up being an icing. Face-off again coming back deep in the Zephyr zone with 9:55 to go in the first period. No score between Greenway and number 1 seed Mahtomedi.
Yeah, first TV timeout as we mentioned here, and both teams kind of, we talk a little bit about feeling each other out, and it's more so just, I don't know if nerves are the reason or what, but both teams kind of just a little bit off, not quite crisp on their passes or dumps. Got to make sure they're continuing to get pucks out and using their speed. Both teams are fast and have fast forwards. Got to settle in and just continue to play and do what they've done all year long. Both teams have been extremely successful by staying simple and getting pucks to the net and avoiding turnovers at the blue lines.
Shots on goal, 4-2 in favor of the Raiders. I want to remind you, of course, this afternoon's game's brought to you by Brew Pub, lots of matzo pizza, half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. RJM Construction for all of your arena and building and remodeling needs. Check out their work at the Tria Rink and the Hopkins Pavilion, the newly remodeled Hopkins Pavilion. And Tradition Companies, 7 companies, 1 solution for all your home building, buying, and wealth management needs. Check out traditionco.com as we're about to return to live action out of the timeout. Offensive zone face-off, won by Birdsall for Greenway as it comes down to the near side into the corner as he started his drive toward the net, was knocked off the puck. Zephyrs back the other way now with Skillings driving into the offensive zone. Miller will play this one around for the Raiders up to the far side. Into the offense. Neutral zone is Birdsall. Birdsall into the offensive zone. Birdsall with a shot. Rebound is loose, picked up by the Zephyrs.
Artis fought that one a little bit. Not normal.
There's a shot by Miller. That one was blocked out front. I don't think anybody really knew where that one was momentarily as the Zephyrs able to clear it out.
And good chances there by Greenway as they're going to be able to regain possession of the puck and bring it up the ice with speed.
The Raiders back through the neutral zone trying to get this one through, but it's taken back by the Zephyrs. 2-on-1 into the offensive zone. And they tried to set up Joe Paradise on the back door, but a great job by Greenway to cut that off. And then the one-time shot that's saved by Wright. Zephyrs maintain the offensive attack. Here's Pilarski driving in. He'll push one through the blue. And the Raiders able to clear it out and will go for an icing.
8:42 to play here in this first period of the Class A semifinal. Winner moves on to tomorrow's championship game at noon here on mnhockey.tv. We'll take on the number 2 overall seed, the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders, who defeated East Grand Forks 6-2 here in this morning.
Skillings controls the face-off for the Zephyrs. He pushes it up into the far side corner. The battle ensues behind the net along the end boards. Now the Raiders able to poke it ahead. Now here they come back the other way. Trombley into the offensive zone. Trombley will take a shot. That'll go wide of the net. It'll ring its way back around, able to be held in by the Raiders briefly. It'll carry them back out into the neutral zone. Now be dumped in once again by the Raiders. It'll work its way behind the Zephyr net. Zephyrs with Bagley look to set up there. Now on the far side boards, Trombley battling up there. He's got one of the Paradise brothers, that's Joe, with him. Battle down on the near side corner now in the Zephyr zone continues. The Zephyrs able to break free. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Bagley into the offensive zone trying to center it for Pilarski, and nicely knocked off the puck there. As the Raiders get it back out to neutral ice. And the Raiders now setting up deep in their own zone. They'll play this one ahead as Trombley with it. Trombley will send a pass to the far side, and into the offensive zone come the Raiders. A long shot that's blocked that was off the stick of Cameron Lance. The Raiders able to send this one all the way back down to the near side, and that'll go for another icing and a face-off in the Raiders zone with 7:23 to go in the first period, no score.
Yeah, and Mahtomedi with only 2 shots on net so far here in period number 1. You got to remember back to Wednesday's quarterfinal game where they just absolutely peppered Jack Raymond and the New Ulm Eagles. Over 50 shots on net that night.
Just a little bit off pace to match that mark this evening. Without the face-off, it's controlled in the Zephyr zone once again. Here come the Raiders, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Into the offensive zone is Vekic. There's a shot that's saved! As Dardis made the save on Rajala, who had come free in the slot. Vekic trying to fight it free. It comes down to the near side. Here comes Tom Paradise up the near side into the offensive zone. Tom Paradise trying to fight through the circle as he gets this one poked away from him by Miller. Now back the other direction come the Raiders into the offensive zone with Rajala, except his pass is intercepted by Tom Paradise, and back out through neutral ice into the offensive zone come the Zephyrs with a shot high over the top of the net once again. Carams its way back out to the point, able to be held in briefly by the Zephyrs. Now it's sent back out as J.D. Metz dumps it in deep, and the Zephyrs change. 6:30 to go in this first period. No score between Mahtomedi and Greenway. It comes free out front. There's a shot. That one will go wide. That was Dulac who had worked his way free out front. The Zephyrs maintain the offensive zone. Skillings will play this one around through. It'll end up behind the net. Moving back the other direction toward Hagstrom. Hagstrom trying to center it. Redirect was blocked. And Greenway able to clear back out to neutral.
Mahtomedi generating some opportunities, but not getting any pucks to the net there. Missed the shot, as you mentioned, by Dulac going wide. Greenway doing a good job. You want those guys, if they're going to have offensive zone time, to be on the outside of the rink.
Lance plays it back out to neutral for the Raiders. Into the offensive zone with speed is Bagley. Bagley driven up to the far side corner. As it's picked up there by LaAllier. LaAllier takes a hit up in the corner. He works his way into the middle as he kicks it down to Skillings. Skillings with a shot through traffic, saved up into the netting by Wright.
Wright very much in control there in net so far. He's only faced the 3 shots. And he's just kind of keeping to himself here and getting a squirt of water here as we hit our TV timeout with 5:34 remaining in this first period.
Very fast-moving, action-filled first period. Really not a lot of stoppages. We've had a couple of icings, but other than that, just the TV timeouts, really.
Yeah, been a clear, clean period, and some pretty good plays moving forward here after things kind of got started rolling early in that period. Both teams opened up a little bit. Greenway with the 6-4 shots on goal advantage at this point. And they'll look to build off of that. First comes first, though. It'll be an offensive zone after this media timeout. Face off for the Zephyrs. Zephyr's going to try and generate a little bit more opportunity here, and I think you're looking for the Zephyrs as well to really try and establish more pucks on net. They've had a few opportunities, but they haven't been able to connect. Got to start hitting the net, can't get shots blocked. They're an offensive hockey team that lives and dies by playing hard and getting pucks on net and scoring goals, and then leaning on that excellent goaltending from Ben Dardis. And so they're kind of getting to that game. They're getting a few opportunities and looks. Time to put those on the net and see if they can beat Logan Wright for the game's first goal.
5:34 to go in the first period. Offensive zone faceoff for Mahtomedi coming. It'll be to the right of the goaltender, Wright. Polarski in the faceoff circle against Jamander as it's controlled behind the net by the Raiders. As their clearing attempt is kept in. Now send out to neutral ice as Joe Paradise pushes that one in offside, so neutral zone faceoff coming. 5:23 to go in the first period.
And a big opportunity here. The Raiders fans, you can hear them there cheering on. The Greenway faithful doing an excellent job here representing their communities here at the XL Energy Center and all throughout West 7th Street here in St. Paul.
Greenway controls the face-off. They'll play it off the end boards. Whacking away at it is Jamander, and a really delayed whistle on that one off the offensive zone face-off.
Yeah, Dardis probably not happy that it took that long to get a whistle. He gloved that immediately. The official was to his right, screened by the net as well as a couple of players, so tough to see if that puck was loose. The linesman did what he could to try and help out.
Jamander against the Ollier in the faceoff circle. Here comes Polarski for the Zephyrs through center ice into the offensive zone. He'll send a shot that'll go well wide. End up down on the near side boards. Battle now in the corner, and out with it attempting to come are the Raiders as they'll break through neutral ice. Into the offensive zone they come. Trying to get it down to Trombley. Trombley ends up with it out front. Trombley shot is blocked. Miller winds up through traffic. That was ended up being wide of the net off the end boards. Raiders maintain control as Wasson gets it up to Trombley. Trombley goes down. Penalty coming here against Mahtomedi.
Yeah, Skillings had an excellent block shot on that opportunity here, but the offensive zone pressure continued, and Tommy Broughton's going to go off here. It looks like he is going to get a hold, as you mentioned, on Trombley there. And excellent job, Trombley. Man, yep, he was definitely held. The free arm got around Trombley there, and Trombley went down to the ice as he tried to wrap that puck around and bring it to the front of the net.
Well, the Raiders get the first power play.
Broughton of the Zephyrs for holding, 12-20.
As Lance controls in the offensive zone. Lance now working his way through, gets it down to Trombley. Trombley shot through traffic, save, second chance, pushed high up into the net. Oh my.
Excellent opportunity there. The puck went down to the right, and Trombley there is on the right side on the top of the umbrella for the Greenway power play here, and puts a puck on net, and it was a big save, and Dardis slid out to his right. The puck bounced to his left a little bit. He lagged just a touch to get over there, and Vacated just missed. Dardis with a nice save on that rebound attempt. Face off to Dardis' left here with 1:46 remaining on this power play.
The Zephyrs control the face-off, able to be held in though by the Raiders. Lawson with it. Lawson gets it to Trombley. Trombley back to Lawson. Lawson rips a shot over the net. To be held in once again though by Rajala as he pushes it into the corner. It's played back behind the net. It's back around to the near side. Trombley with it once again. Trombley back to Lance. Rajala with it. Rajala through traffic shot. That was saved by Dardis. Now the Zephyrs able to clear. La'alia gets it all the way back down. Quickly with speed into the offensive zone again come the Raiders as this job getting Trombley held up. They almost got the Zephyrs caught on the line change there. It's then all the way back down deep into the Raiders. Almost a bad pass off the end boards. Loose out front, and that was saved shorthanded by Wright.
Beautiful save on the second chance opportunity there. The rebound popped out just to the right of Wright, and he came up big to make that save there on the second chance.
The Raiders will set up deep in their own zone. 40 seconds to go in the power play. They'll send it down to the near side. Here's Rajala sending it up to the far side. Into the offensive zone come the Raiders. Trombley trailing. Shot that was deflected off one of the skates of the Mahtomedi defenders, and it's cleared back out to neutral ice and all the way back down once again.
And Greenway's going to have about 20 seconds here left on the power play to try and establish some zone entry here and get the puck moving in the old zone. And defensemen got to be aware here of Broughton coming out of the box, which will happen in 11 seconds. Always an important thing to make sure your defenseman, you got to communicate one way or the other way, whether it's the goaltender banging his stick, you hear from the bench, some guys yelling to let them know, but just for those defensemen to be aware of that guy popping out, especially in a tight game like this, cannot just let a free man break behind you on a breakaway.
Birds all in the face-off circle against Hagstrom. It's pushed up into the corner as it's played now back around the Zephyr net. Zephyrs will get one more clear, and that'll do it for the power play. As the Zephyrs go back to full strength. 2:38 to go in the first period. No score between Mahtomedi and Greenway. Winner advancing to take on St. Cloud Cathedral tomorrow as Birdsall sends a shot in wide. It'll be saved by the goaltender Dardis. Back the other direction come the Zephyrs through neutral ice into the offensive zone. Here's Tom Paradise. Johnson back toward Tom Paradise with that centering pass was out of his reach. Greenway back the other direction. Here's Lawson with speed into the offensive zone. Lawson, oh, what a move. Lawson got headed off at the last second.
One stick handle too many there. He was a little bit nervous to put the backhand shot on net. He tried to stick handle his way onto a forehand shot. Probably a better idea. He was a couple feet in front of Dardis there to just put that on net.
As Tom Paradise, this one taken away from him by Rajala. Rajala trying to center it for Lawson. That one was deflected back. Rajala fighting through a check. He'll get it to Lawson. Lawson getting tied up on the end boards as Begley will play this one back around for the Zephyrs. 1:35 to go in the period. Zephyrs into the offensive zone. Tom Paradise give and go with a shot that's saved by Wright. As he tries to center it, wrap around it, still loose. And still loose, they're still fighting for it. Still no whistle, puck is still live. They're still poking away at it down there, and now we get whistles.
Oh, the Greenway fans wanted a whistle there. The official was right on top of it, though, to see that loose puck, and nobody covering it in the crease, so no penalty shot out of it. Players tangled up. Excellent battle in front of the net. Man, that was a really good job by Paradise to bring that rebound back. He noticed that Wright had slid up into his crease a little bit, and Paradise wraps that puck around, brings it there. The defenseman for Greenway, it looked like maybe Trombley even down in there, was able to just get his skate on that puck, and then Logan Wright's laying horizontal in the crease there to try and keep that puck in front of him, and he does just that, and at the end of it, he was able to, with his open palm, stick to his right lane there, grab it with his blocker hand, freeze that puck, shots 8 apiece, minute 18 to go, face off to his left.
As the Ollier and Birdsall in the face-off circle, it's pushed up into the far side corner. As the Zephyrs able to maintain the zone, a long shot from the point by Broughton goes wide. The battle ensues down in the corner as the Greenway looking to come out with it, able to be not quite held in by Skillings. There's under a minute to go here in the first period. This one played around all the way back up to the far side. As Pilarski trying to gain control of the puck, he got a big hit as this one slides in on Wright and he'll cover it up.
Nice job there by Wright to just settle things back down. The faceoff will be to his left here shortly, and the crowd letting Wright know they're appreciative of him making some big saves there in that last couple of sequences here, and a big 47 seconds here.
As the Zephyrs control the face-off, and then it's taken away. Here come the Raiders through neutral ice. They'll play this one down in deep. It was Vacated who took that puck away, able to dump it down deep into the offensive zone. As Birdsall battling down there with Joe Paradise. The Broughton down in there as well. The Ollier, there's 5 players battling for that puck on those far side boards, and eventually the Zephyrs able to come out with it. It'll come down to the near side. And he's sent back the other direction. Nice job there by Christian Miller, who had the go-ahead goal on Wednesday night. 10 seconds to go here in the period. And back out at neutral ice as the Raiders dump it back in. That should do it for this first period as the near side will be played. Almost intercepted by Lawson with a bad shot at the horn, and that was saved. Oh, so much for that. Doing it for the period, but...
Yeah, great save there at the end of the period. Just with about a second or so to go, and nice period there. Shots on goal ended up 9-8 here. Scoreless period. And shots on goal that were in favor of the Greenway Raiders. And we're going to send you off for a few messages here from our sponsors. And we'll rejoin you here as we get close to rejoining the game here at the beginning of the second period. So one more time here, we've got Greenway, the 4 seed, 0. Mahtomedi, the 1 seed, 0. Shots on goal, 9-8 in favor of the Greenway Raiders. And you're listening to state tournament coverage of the Class A semifinal game here at XL Energy Center on mnhockey.tv.
Especially supporting law enforcement. Matt, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with that?
Yeah, absolutely. We're a local company, Pete. We've got a production facility in Maple Lake, Minnesota, so made right there. We've got a production facility in Kaukauna, Wisconsin. And one thing about Bernatello's Foods, Bernatello's is the company that owns the brew pub Lots of Matzo, and we've got other brands as well. But we really support our veterans. We really support our law enforcement. We feel that it's very important to give back to those who serve us on a regular basis, an everyday basis. And so coming up here in May during National Law Enforcement Week, we're actually going to be tag teaming with a couple of different police departments, like one down in Sioux City. We're going to tag team with the Sioux City Police Department, the Edina Police Department, and then we're going to also tag team with Wasson PD over in Wisconsin. And we're going to host an event called Pizza with Police. The public is invited to come out, purchase a slice of pizza and a soda, and then we're going to donate that money back to a nonprofit organization. For example, in Minnesota, it's going to go back to Minnesota Law Enforcement Memorial Association, and they help pay for the funerals of men and women who have lost their lives in the line of duty. So a phenomenal organization, and we love giving back to veterans as well. So again, just a couple of groups of people that we really love to take care of.
That is absolutely incredible and great stuff by your organization. And how can anybody that's listening to this support and be a part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can first of all go to your local grocery store and pick up a brew pub Lots of Matzo pizza all over the Twin Cities area, actually all over the upper Midwest, extend down to Kansas City, North Dakota, South Dakota, etc. So check us out online too. You can go to bernatellos.com or brewpubpizza.com. And first of all, get yourself a delicious pizza, and then check out our webpage and find out when we're going to be at an event near you. We do a lot of country music festivals during the summer. We're going to be involved in a number of different things in Minnesota. So we're really excited to continue to get out there, shake hands, and let people experience a brew pub Lots of Matzo pizza.
Fire that webpage past us real quick.
Yep, it's brewpubpizza.com. So you can go to brewpubpizza.com, and then you'll be able to follow us there. And, of course, on Facebook, too, at brewpubpizza.
And then finally, those of you that are part of youth programs know that the Brewpub Lots of Matzo, Bernatello's, obviously the parent company, provides a great fundraising opportunity. And a lot of our listeners are parents that are on boards or coaches or leaders of youth organizations. Tell us how they can make money selling your pizzas for their organizations.
Yeah, this is so exciting. Everybody, families have a great opportunity to raise some funds for their youth teams, for their youth organizations, and it's so simple. So we, Brewpub Lots of Matzo, we tag team with a local grocery store. Folks that are involved with the team or the organization go out and sell coupons, and then those who buy the coupons can bring it into the grocery store and redeem them right there. So your kids aren't delivering the frozen pizza. So, I mean, I'm sure it's happened before where you forget about the pizza and then before you know it, it's in the back of the car and you forgot to take it to Sally's house. That's not how it is with our fundraiser. So, yes, again, check it out. Check out more information at our webpage, bernatellos.com or brewpubpizza.com. And we've got a lot of great information there on our fundraising. It really is, and it's helped out a lot of teams. Edina, I know, Youth Hockey Association and their high school does it as well. So, check it out. It'd be great for you to come on board.
That's awesome stuff. You don't turn the youth players into your delivery drivers. Instead, as we go to the store, we can pick it up and enjoy great product. Matt, be safe. I know you're out and about, and you're a very busy guy. Thanks for joining us here with the State High School Hockey Tournament coverage. Have yourself a great day, buddy.
Thank you so much, Pete. Appreciate the time.
We'll be back with more high school hockey coming up right after this. We continue our between periods coverage here at the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament, and we're joined by a very special guest. He's known as Matzo Matt. He from Brewpub Pizza and Lots of Matzo. Matt, thanks for joining us here today. I know you're a busy guy, and we got lots to talk about. You've got some great product and some of the best ingredients in your pizzas for sure.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me. Yeah, absolutely. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas. Really, the ingredients for a great time, whether you're listening to a hockey game or whether you're enjoying the game and you want a treat afterwards. Brew Pub Latsamatsas are the way to go. Made with the finest ingredients, Pete. We've got the finest quality meat and veggie ingredients. We've got, of course, a couple of different varieties, too, that folks love, like the Mac Attack, which is a macaroni and cheese pizza. And then the best thing, the one thing that sets Brew Pub Latsamatsa pizzas apart from the rest, over half a pound, yes, over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. I've never heard anybody say, whoa, hold on the cheese. That's too much cheese. So we definitely have a great amount of cheese. We've got the great sauce and that thin crust for Brew Pub Latsamatsa pizzas. It's the best around.
So seriously, whenever you buy a pizza from the grocery store, there's never enough cheese. But I have always known when I buy one of those, the Brew Pub Latsamatsa, I'm more than pleased, more than happy, and it is perfect. You're right, the crust totally grooves. And here's the best part is between periods, what we do know is people like to get up. They like to move around. Now is the time. The oven's already heated up. Throw it in there. And it doesn't take that long to have these things out and ready because you're not baking a loaf of bread.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, pizzas are the answer, whenever you're having friends over, or if it's it's a traditional Friday night pizza for the family, for mom and dad and the kids or whatever the case may be. Brew Pub Latsamatsa pizzas are the way to go.
It could be for families who are on a limited budget and said, we want to give our child every opportunity to be a better goalie. How do we do this with this amount of money? So I deal with a wide range of things off the ice, and the whole goal of the program is to give every goalie an opportunity to be the best goalie that they can be, not be the best goalie. And so it's important for me to take everything as an individual and not just as the position of goalie.
So you talked about making them stronger, helping them become stronger, maybe not necessarily in every capacity. There's certain areas that you will focus on. So can you talk about, I think you said there's 3 components for what you do.
Yeah, so it can be different for everyone. It could be the same for 2 goalies. If we're talking about maybe a high school goalie, they're looking more at the performance side of things combined with learning how to be a goalie. And what I mean by that is take away the game itself, but everything you do leading up to the game and how that's going to prepare you to perform. When we're talking about a younger goalie, maybe a squirt peewee goalie, we're working on building an athlete here. We're not worried about can they do the reverse VH, can they do a butterfly, how well do they push. I want to create a great athlete. I feel if I create a great athlete, the goaltending coach can then build a great goalie.
Let's go into the athlete part of it as you hone in on a great athlete. I don't want to give away your secret sauce, but what are some of the things, areas of the body that you focus on to create that great athlete?
It's a great question, and I look at it differently. I feel that creating a great athlete is using games at the youngest levels, not anything specific for goaltending or even the sport of hockey itself. Taking a young boy, young girl, and forcing them to be an athlete. And what I mean by that is I'll give you a simple example of what I do with some of my younger kids. And we play a game that I call Goalie Volleyball. And what I've done is I've taken a court, shrunk it down with cones. And we have a center line. We don't have a net or anything like that. And we use a kid's bouncy ball. And the whole object of the game is for the team of 2 to kick the ball back and forth over the line using any body part. So they can use legs, feet, hands, head. And what I'm trying to do is force them not to think like a volleyball player, not to think like a soccer player, but think like an athlete and react to what is happening to the ball itself and working with your teammate.
What type of growth have you seen in young athletes? Because it's sometimes, and I've been in coaching environments where, God-given fast twitch muscles, there's things that work for people and others that don't, and some you just say, well, I don't know if we're going to get too much out of this one here, but we'll do the best we can. God bless him, great kid. But how much can you maximize out of athletes or goaltenders from various levels of tools that they give you?
The tools that they give me, I can take and maximize them by 100. If they're committed to it and they have a passion for it, they're going to get a ton out of this. Just like anything else in life, if you put some into it, you're going to get something out of it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every goalie that works with me is going to make it to the NHL, but I guarantee that any goalie that works with me will be a better goalie tomorrow than they were today. And that's all done by thinking of everyone as an individual and not a goalie.
What do you think goaltenders today's biggest need from an athleticism perspective is? Is it in their feet? Is it in their hips, hands? What is it?
That's a very interesting question, and I did recently just speak with a college goalie coach who had a really unique perspective on this, where he brought up, if we look at European goalies, they have great feet because they play soccer all the time over there. And if you look at American goalies or North American goalies, they've got great hands for the most part. And so when he talked about that, it really resonated with me that that's what I'm trying to do. I want complete athletes who use their hands, use their feet, use their brains, use their eyes. They're not robotic. The one thing I've heard from several goalie coaches from the NHL down to the youth level and everywhere in between is that goaltending has become too robotic. And they have a hard time with some goalies because they are so robotic, like a computer program, that they can't get out of it. And that's really the sole purpose of what I do, is developing an athlete who can then be a goalie that doesn't rely strictly on robotic movements.
Well, there's no such thing as a formula on a 3-on-2 that's changing and evolving in speed and tempo and pace and where they're going to go with it. I've watched goalies in practices, you know, they square up and the thing's in and they're on their knees and they're looking around, they're looking at their shoulders, they're looking at their hands, and they're going, well, I did everything perfect. How did it go in? You know, and but that's not what we're talking about here. And so it enhances the tools that the other goalie coaches are giving the players. And you talked a lot about diet too. Is that an area that you focus on?
Yeah, it's something that I speak to. It's one area that I want the goalie themselves to have the want. I can tell them everything and give them every trick in the book. I can refer them to professional dietitians who will break it down to the simplest and smallest little thing. But what I like to do is give them a platform that they can work off of and learn what they haven't been doing correctly and what they have.
Municipalities, whether it's cities, not many privately owned rinks here. As far as their needs and what they need, obviously there's a budget constraint, but you have to make money too to keep your doors open. How have you been able to work with the municipalities, and have you found that to be an easy process?
It's definitely an easy process, and what we've found over the years is they're building facilities that are 50-plus year facilities. So they're really building for the longevity and the operational efficiency. Really enjoy working with the cities and building them something that will last into the future.
Can we talk a little bit structurally about the rock? Do you care if we go there for a second?
I wasn't directly.
Okay, we'll not use that. Let me pause for a second so I can see the break. Let me see something here. Are these her notes for you or
yeah.
not? Can I see those real quick?
Yeah.
I should have printed them out. We're cool. So in terms of what you guys do to put together projects, there's a lot of details that go into play. I mean, it goes from refrigeration to structures to, I'm sure there's a lot of code that you got to meet as far as what has to be done. How deep into this do you have to go as an organization to make sure everything is right as you build?
So our experience, like I say, our refrigeration partners can build ice anywhere. Our job is to give them a building envelope that basically encapsulates that whole thing. Important factors, I think, goes without saying, the insulation of the structure itself. So we work with our design partners to come up with the most efficient insulation systems to house these ice boxes, as well as dehumidification units is one of the more critical components within the facility as well.
Do you find are there different needs in the dehumidification from facility to facility? Some are renos, right, renovations, and some are build-outs. What I think, to me, just being a novice, that would be a heck of a challenge, especially with our summers.
For sure. I mean, when you're dealing with an existing building structure, you have to take that into account. Building envelopes constructed in the 60s and 70s didn't have the technology that we have out there today. So you can really run into condensation issues and things like that if the building envelope isn't technically up to code.
So when you guys take on a project, it's usually probably a bid. I'm sure that's how it works in the industry, correct?
Typically when we're working with the municipalities, we act as the construction manager. So we're involved in the process from basically the onset. We work along with our design partners, and I say that the clients get their best value with the involvement of a builder such as RJM Construction early on during the design to have our input on cost and technology side up front.
Hi everybody, welcome back inside the XL Energy Center, the second semifinal for Class A. between Greenway and Mahtomedi. No score after one period, about 30 seconds away from puck drop for period number 2. The winner will go on to play St. Cloud Cathedral in the Class A Championship tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock, right here at the XL Energy Center. Along with Nate Olson, once again, I'm Patrick Lilia, happy to be along with you. Matt Harrington up here in the booth with us. We got Pete and Todd hanging out down below, and Jerry Burrows as well, who's kind of worked his way into the press box area. And then what do we make of that first period? A lot of very even play from both teams. Both teams had some chances. Both teams really seemed like they were still trying to feel each other out even late into that first period.
Yeah, you know, an excellent period there. A little bit slow going for both teams to get started in that first period. And once both teams kind of got their feet under them, we started seeing some more creative offensive opportunities. And both teams with some sustained offensive zone pressure. And off we go here on period number 2.
As the Zephyrs control the opening face-off here in the second period, as Joe Paradise can't quite handle this pass. It'll work its way deep into the corner in the Greenway zone. 16:49 to go here in the second period as the Raiders flip this one out. It'll work its way deep into the offensive zone as Skilling's able to play this one around. Lawson able to hold it briefly, and now the Zephyrs get back out to neutral ice. As pushing it down deep is Tommy Broughton, loose up in the corner. Now it's poked up toward the corner. Miller doing a good job of making life difficult. Allier and Pilarski, the two attackers for the Zephyrs down here. Taken away by Jamander. He gets it down to Lawson on the near side. Lawson into the offensive zone. Lawson trying to work his way around the defender. Couldn't quite do it, and the Zephyrs take it back. They'll send this one back out through neutral ice. They'll go for an icing, and we'll have a face-off deep in the Mahtomedi zone with 16:05 to go in the second period. No score.
Yeah, that pass there from Skilling's just out of the reach of Corey Pilarski for the Zephyrs. And as you mentioned, we're going to go back into the Mahtomedi zone here. Just about a minute into this second period of the Class A semifinal. Still scoreless.
As Mahtomedi controls their face-off deep in their own zone, able to be held in by Miller as he plays it around Vekic, battling in that far side corner with Skillings. The battle continues as the puck eventually comes free up into that far side corner and played back the other direction, and back come the Zephyrs the other way along the near side boards. As Begley gets knocked off the puck before he could get to the blue line, and the Zephyrs will have to reset into the offensive zone. They come again. The give and go centering feed out in front as they tried to feed Johnson, who had worked his way into the middle. We're going to have a penalty coming here against Greenway.
Yeah, Vekic did a really good job defensively for Greenway there to stick lift the Mahtomedi Zephyr there, trying to score, and off to the box here for a trip. Looks like it's going to be on Greenway here. That's Aaron Ellick. Ellick got a stick near the skate of Mr. Paradise there and brought him down. And the Greenway fans do not like the call.
An offensive zone face-off for the Zephyrs. It'll be to the left of right. 15:28 to go here in the second period.
Yeah, that's a tough penalty call there. It looked like he just fell, took a stride, and kind of fell weird, and no trip and no infraction. But regardless, it's a penalty and a power play for the Zephyrs.
Skillings controls it up high, gets it to Pilarski. Centering feed, it's poked around out front. Pilarski able to maintain possession, and then they try to get it back up high to Joe Paradise. It works its way back out to neutral. Paradise back to pick it up in his own zone as he speeds his way through neutral ice into the offensive zone. Paradise will slow it down. He'll bring it down into the corner. He'll play it back, and there's a shot from the point, and that one will just go wide off the stick of Skillings. Skillings will get it back. Skillings working his way, and we'll get a penalty coming here against Mahtomedi.
Yeah, and the Zephyrs run an umbrella, and they try and get their guys moving a little bit, sort of try to make a legal screen out of that, but that one is going to be an illegal type screen, and kind of caught Lawson high on that one, and interference. Lucky it was not a 5-minute for contact to the head. The contact to the head penalty is an automatic 5-minute penalty, and so important that that was not the call for the Zephyrs, but regardless, Joe Paradise is going to sit for 2 minutes here for interference, and time of that penalty is 2:09 here, and so we'll play 4-on-4 for 1:23, and then for 37 seconds coming out of that, Greenway will have a power play.
Wasson pushes the face-off down into the corner in the offensive zone for the Raiders. Will be held in on the back door by Rajala. It moves down to the near side boards. Lance able to hold it in. Lance working his way in. Lance, though, losing control of the puck as Skillings tried to clear it out. It was intercepted by Rajala, but his shot was blocked. Really good sequence there for Greenway, but really good defense there by Mahtomedi as well. As the Zephyrs back into the offensive zone. There's a shot that'll dribble just wide. As Wright able to make the save. Skillings with a shot. That one saved as well by Wright. As into the offensive zone, here's Lawson. Lawson in. Lawson turnaround shot wide.
Oh, man, I can't tell if he went wide with it or if Dardis just got a piece of that with the glove, but an excellent job by Lawson with speed coming up the right side, cuts to the middle, tries to shoot it low right.
Was with a 4-on-4, a little bit more open ice out there. 23 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. I get my heart racing too.
Yeah, excellent job there. Beautiful stretch pass on the back end as well.
Lawson will take it back from Trombley. Lawson into the offensive, and oh, what a move again as he tried to get his way around Broughton, but Broughton able to knock him off the puck. Lance able to hold it in for the Raiders. Lance long shot through traffic. That was knocked down. As Trombley battling down there as Begley able to take the puck away briefly, but then Trombley throws a hit on Begley as Begley started to lose control of the puck. 28 seconds now of power play for the Raiders as Lance able to hold the zone. He'll play it down deep into the corner. Works its way down to the near side boards. Raiders come out with it. Trombley right now for a one-time blast. That's a second chance. It's loose in front of Dardis and able to be pushed onto the end boards.
Oh, excellent save there. Dardis made the initial save, and the puck bounced off his pad to the left side of the crease, and he saved a nice rebound attempt there.
As Pilarski able to take it away as the power play comes to an end. Zephyrs get it back out to neutral ice as they almost sprung Joe Paradise coming out of the box.
Yeah, we chatted a little bit earlier about the importance of making sure defensively that you know when that guy's coming out of the box. Paradise jumped out there and just misfired on the pass from Skillings up the ice, or that was almost a free break for Paradise. And regardless, we're going to keep playing on it. A scoreless game here with 12:43 remaining in this second period. The shots on net favor the Greenway Raiders, the representative from Section 7A, 11-8.
12:43 to go in the second period as we hit the TV timeout. 11-8 shots on goal for Greenway, and boy, this has really been fun to watch thus far in this game, Nate.
Yeah, after that first few minutes where neither team could really get much going, it started opening up a little, and both teams started really moving the puck up the ice and creating some odd man opportunities and some 2-on-1s, and now we're getting some really good offensive opportunities for both teams on both ends of the ice. Makes it an entertaining game for this crowd here of roughly 12,000 or so. You've got the lower bowl filled up and the club level pretty well filled up as well now. So as the XL Energy Center prepares for the rest of this game and for about 20,000 more people to come back in here this evening and check out our two Class AA semifinals, which again will be Eden Prairie and Blaine at 6 or shortly thereafter. And immediately 30 minutes following that game, we will have Edina and St. Thomas Academy. Both of those games here with Pete and Bart on mnhockey.tv.
Our producer Matt was saying at first intermission, those games already sold out for tonight. It's just to show you just how deep the interest runs for this event here locally. That's really just wonderful to think about.
Yeah, special. Just an incredible tournament, incredible celebration of the greatest game on earth. And happy to be a part of it and happy to bring it to you into your living room, your office, wherever you might be.
Absolutely, myself as well, as the Zephyrs drive back into the offensive zone, picked up by Jamander. Jamander trying to work his way free. It's taken back by the Zephyrs. Skillings gets it back out to the point. Shot through traffic. That'll go wide. Comes around to the near side boards. As the Raiders trying to get it back out of their zone. It'll come free in the near side circle. Skillings with it. Skillings trying to set something up. I'm not quite sure who that hit, but it ended up on the end boards. There's a shot that'll go wide off the stick of Metz, who had 2 goals in that win over New Ulm on Wednesday. There's another shot wide from high up in the zone. That was Skillings again. Good offensive zone time here as there's a centering feed that Wright, I think, almost did the splits on that one as the Raiders get it back out the other way into the offensive zone. Trombley with a shot. That was saved by Dardis.
Yeah, man, that was either an incredible save by Dardis on the high shot by Trombley, or it might have just actually glanced off either his helmet or the pipe. Couldn't quite tell here. We're going to try and see on the replay. And looks like Dardis was able to just get a piece of that on a beautiful high shot. That came right off the back of Logan Wright, making an excellent left pad save. He stuck his toe out and just stopped a doorstep opportunity there.
Begley gets it ahead for Tom Paradise off the face-off. There's Joe Paradise, of Johnson rather, into the offensive zone as the Raiders send it back the other direction. As Vacated will try to get to it first, but the Zephyrs able to get it back out to neutral. Zephyrs trying to get it into the offensive zone. They will play it in all the way around the Greenway net. It kind of slowed up significantly as the Raiders played it behind the net. As Lance sends it back up to the far side boards and Trbojevic plays this one through back out to neutral ice. As the Zephyrs again able to send it in deep. 10:43 to go here in the second period as Vekic now has it. He gets it to Birdsall and then tries to get it back from Birdsall, but that's out of Vekic's reach that time as it works its way back into the Mahtomedi zone. It's 10:30 to go here in the second period. As Begley tries to gain the offensive zone, he'll work his way around the net. His centering feed knocked away, though, by the Greenway defense and played back out to neutral ice. The Zephyrs will now play it in deep once ahead. Lance will try to catch up to it up in the corner. He'll get to it first. They'll flip this one out into neutral ice. Perhaps, maybe didn't quite clear it out, but regardless, Greenway picks it up again in their own zone. They'll go back through with Rajala. Rajala into the offensive zone for the Raiders. Rajala will circle the net. They'll try to center it, and that'll end up deflecting just wide. Greenway maintains possessions. The centering feed there was blocked by Mahtomedi. Back to pick it up is La'Allier in the corner. La'Allier plays this one around to the end boards. Now here's Newbeck with it. Newbeck almost trying to get that one out to neutralize, but it was sent in again by Greenway as the Zephyrs again forced to play it around their own net. They'll play this one out to neutral ice. 9:27 to go here in the second period. No score. Back into the offensive zone. Loose out front. Bad turnover out front, and it's just sent wide. Or rather, that was a save and then cleared out. La'Allier had come free in front with a backhand shot, and Wright able to make the save at point blank.
Great save by Wright there, and it was right on top of the crease. He needed to make that save. Just barely got a piece of it with his blocker. Punched it out there and cleared out by the Greenway defense.
The Zephyrs regain the offensive zone. Here they come. Begley, though, loses control of the puck. As Greenway plays it back around to the near side. Turnaround shot by the Zephyrs as they vacated the zone. Goes off the side of the net, back into the offensive zone. Here's Lance. Lance trying to force his way through as it'll slide in on Dardis, who will cover it up. And an offensive zone faceoff coming for Greenway after the next TV timeout.
Yeah, smart there by Dardis to just freeze that puck and take control and slow things down a little bit. He'll have a faceoff to his right here once we get out of this TV timeout, but only 2 shots this period for Mahtomedi and 2 for Greenway as we approach the halfway point of this second period. We're at the 8:17 mark.
8:43 to go, second period, no score. Mahtomedi and Greenway. 11-10 in shots on goal in favor of the Raiders.
We got some college hockey playoffs starting tonight across the country for a few conferences, the WCHA included. Minnesota State hosting Alabama Huntsville this evening. Bemidji State on the road to take on Lake Superior State. University of Minnesota playing over at Mariucci Arena this evening in the Big Ten playoffs, hosting the Michigan Wolverines. That game to puck drop at 6 p.m. Probably a fairly light crowd considering many will be over here.
This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a 1982 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a 1980...
Final series of the regular season for the NCHC. Minnesota Duluth at St. Cloud, the number 3 and number 1 teams respectively in the nation.
We're back to live action, and the Zephyrs able to get it into the offensive zone, whacking away at it, now poked away, is unable to find the back door with J.D. Metz. Metz, though, able to maintain possession. Metz trying to steer it down into the corner, but the Raiders able to get it back out to neutral ice. Now back to pick it up deep in their own zone are the Zephyrs. With 8 minutes exactly to go here in the second period, no score. And the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, there's a shot that's blocked. Zephyrs back into the offensive zone, centering feed, Karam's out all the way back up high in the zone. Zephyr still with it. There's a shot that's saved by Wright, deflects down into the end boards, and back come the Raiders the other way. They'll get it out to neutral ice. Oh, what a move. Here's Rajala, and Rajala sends a shot wide. Nikolai Rajala almost going coast to coast on that one, and here come the Zephyrs with Johnson and Begley back into the offensive zone. Sketching up to this one as well is Broughton. Broughton with it. He'll get it to Tom Paradise. Centering feed. That'll be tipped wide. I think it went off the back of somebody's skate. As the Raiders able to get it back out to neutral ice before it's sent back in again. 7:14 to go, second period. No score. Greenway and Mahtomedi.
Shots 11 apiece here, and a couple of excellent opportunities for both teams, but a lot of chances missing the net, just not quite connecting here. And we're halfway through again, as you mentioned, with no score, and somebody's got to get the first one. I know we're going to at least have one goal, no matter what.
Really going out on a limb with that call, aren't you?
That's the only guarantee I'm making today, Pat.
That's okay. I'm not going to make any guarantees at this tournament, except I can buy into that one. As here they come, and there's a shot that'll go be saved, and Skillings, you could see he was frustrated with that one, as Wright able to make the save once again.
Yeah, nice job by Skillings to pick that puck up off the left wall and walked it to the middle of the ice, and he had a pretty good opportunity there to shoot that puck from the high slot. A golden opportunity to score, but just couldn't connect there, and blockered away by Logan Wright, and face off to his right.
The face-off pushed up into the corner. The Raiders play it down to the near side as Lawson able to not quite get it out, and the Zephyrs able to hold it in. Now Lawson will have it. He'll slide it out toward neutral ice. I think he wanted to get more on that pass than he did as the Zephyrs take it back into the offensive zone. They come. There's Joe Paradise whiffing on a shot. Might have been disrupted from behind by Trombley, who had moved in behind him.
Great back pressure by Trombley there to avoid an opportunity for the Zephyrs.
Skillings will have to go collect it now back out at neutral ice. He'll send a cross-ice pass down to the near side as Paradise gets tied up and sent back out into the neutral zone. It'll be an icing call against the Raiders here in an offensive zone face-off coming for the Zephyrs. 6:11 to go here in the second period. No score.
Yeah, again, not a ton of opportunities here. 3-2 in the second period. The shots on net, or 4-2 now, excuse me, in favor of the Zephyrs. But face-off again is coming to the left of Logan Wright.
The face-off being pushed up into the slot. Bolarski's going to have a shot. He'll send one through traffic. It'll work its way back around to the near side. Zephyr's able to hold the zone. They'll send one up into the corner. As Polarski winds up for a shot, Begley will get it in on Wright, who will cover it up.
5:55. 3 5s up there on the board remaining in period number 2 here. And we're going to get a TV timeout here, the 6-minute TV timeout mark. And
just about everything even at this point. No score. The shots on goal, just one shot separating these two. It's 12-11 in favor of the Zephyrs.
Yeah, Mahtomedi has done a pretty good job this period of kind of controlling the puck a little bit more and having a little bit more puck possession time and seeing the puck in the Greenway end of the ice a little bit. But both teams doing a really good job creating some chances off the rush. They just got to start connecting now and putting these pucks on net. You've gotten a lot of great opportunities that we've seen pucks go wide or hit the glass, and you cannot score if you miss the net. So important that these teams continue to get those opportunities and start to execute and start to put some of these on net.
As we come out of the TV timeout, we'll have an offensive zone face-off once again for the Zephyrs. And the Zephyrs have quite a few good looks here in the second period, and Wright has just played an excellent game, and I think the ice is kind of tilted a little bit more. That first period, I think Greenway probably arguably won that first period in terms of play, but this one been a little bit more in favor of the Zephyrs.
Yeah, definitely, and both teams have definitely had their chances in this period, and I'm with you. I think in the offensive end of the ice, the Zephyrs have been in the O-zone just a bit more here in this second period than they were in the first.
Without the face-off, the Raiders control in their own zone. It'll be Lance on the near side. Lance will get it out toward neutral as they were trying to spring Rajala into the offensive zone as it's pushed in on the goaltender Dardis, who will cover it up. Offensive zone face-off coming for the Raiders.
Yep, that face-off will be to the right of Dardis here with 5:34 remaining in period number 2. And pretty easy save there for him, which he'll take. Always appreciative for the goaltenders to be able to have a few easy ones mixed in there, and tough when they're out there on an island all game long. They have to make some huge saves to help teams win hockey games, so give them a free save in the scorebook. That's nice.
Off the face-off controlled by the Zephyrs. They'll carry it back out to neutral. Into the offensive zone they come. Centering feed pushed onto the end boards as Dulac was the intended target of the centering pass, and the Raiders back the other direction. And they'll flip this one down deep into the corner. Lawson will take a bad angle shot. That'll ring its way all the way back around into the neutral zone. Lance with it on the near side for the Raiders. Into the offensive zone. Here's Trombley. Trombley with a shot saved by Dardis.
Oh, it's loose.
Oh, it's still loose. No goal as they wave it off. Play continuing, and now Dardis able to cover it up.
Oh, that puck just sat just behind Ben Dardis, maybe 2 inches from crossing that goal line. And Greenway kind of let up just a little bit there. There was no whistle. Lawson saw that puck was loose, came busting down the middle of the ice, just couldn't quite get there in time.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, that puck just sat there, and I mean, we're talking inches, folks, and maybe an inch of that puck just sitting behind Dardis there. And
oh my,
when we talk about the game being a game of inches, that is one very great example of that. Man, that puck just slid right through Dardis's 5-hole and stopped just short.
Oh wow, as we've seen the replay now on the monitor up at center ice here at the XL Energy Center. My goodness, that's about as close as you're ever gonna get. The Zephyrs able to bring it back out into the offensive zone. Begley with a shot that's blocked, and the Raiders take control back of it. Battling down on the near side again is Miller. As Lance tries to poke it ahead, taken away by the Zephyrs again in the offensive zone as they'll play it down into the corner. It's Pilarski battling down there. He's got Lance with him. Pilarski also got Miller down there as well, as Lance able to force it back out to the neutral zone. Here's Lawson with Trombley. Lawson takes it back. Lawson scores! Dante Lawson! The playoff dream continues!
My goodness, Lawson there made no mistake. It was a 3-on-2. They entered the zone on the right side of the ice there. A nice little drop pass. Lawson, all he did was cut one stride into the middle of the ice to the left, and he fired that puck right in the middle of the net behind Dardis to give the Raiders a 1-0 lead. The Greenway Raider faithful is going nuts down here. That was Trombley with a beautiful feed right to Lawson, who walked into the slot. Make no mistake on that one. Dante Lawson puts the Greenway Raiders up 1-0 here with 4:12 to go. And finally, like I said, I could guarantee that we're going to see a goal, and we did. Lawson again low to the glove side of Dardis on a beautiful shot there. And Greenway now leads 1-0.
The legend continues to grow. Lawson, the game-winning goal in double overtime against Hermantown. 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists on Wednesday night. And Lawson, the goal to put Greenway ahead here in the second period of this game. 4:05 and counting to go as the Zephyrs able to drive it down into the offensive zone. They'll battle along the end boards for it as it comes down to the near side corner. The battle ensues in the corner. Is looking to come out with it. Here come the Raiders. They'll try to get it out of the zone. They can't quite do it. Johnson able to hold for the Zephyrs, and now back out at neutral. Here's Rajala into the offensive. Rajala takes a shot that's still loose and now able to be dove on top of by Dardis.
Yeah, and Dardis kind of couldn't quite corral the initial shot there. And nice shot coming down the left side from just inside the top of the face-off dot there. And a low shot. Dardis was able to regroup it, though, before it crashed the net there. And that was Rajala, as you mentioned, crashing the net.
Face-off, pushed down to the near side boards. It's able to be held in and then thrown in on goal. That was Ellich who held it in on the near side point. Miller then holds it in on the far side. Vekic behind the net with it, centering feed. It looked like it might have been a trip. No penalty, and back with speed come the Zephyrs. 3-on-2 into the offensive zone. There's a shot that's safe. Second chance. They wave it off.
That puck went into the net, but they're saying that puck, that's going outside, and that the Zephyr player who that puck hit off of, it looked like it may have been Skillings who drove that puck to the net there, and then following it up was Colin Hagstrom. The ref immediately waved.
Skillings was the one, rather it was Hagstrom who drove into the net, into right, as the explanation being given into the Mahtomedi bench now.
Yep, Skillings did a really good job. So it was a 3-on-2 for the Zephyrs. Skillings got the puck high in the middle of the ice on the 3-on-2, and he brought that puck to the net. Shot it on net, Skillings did, and Hagstrom was crashing hard to the right post. And as he got in there, that puck was trying to make that save there, was right, and as he crashed the net, the puck was loose, and he kind of pushed right into the net. And Hagstrom not agreeing with this call, but I think they made the right call there. The puck was bouncing, and Hagstrom, stick on the ice, skated right through the goaltender right, and Wright got pushed into the net with the puck. Immediately and emphatically, the official got right behind the net, waved off that goal 4 or 5 times, pointed outside that's where the face-off was going to go. And like I said, based on the replay that we're seeing, I think he did make the right call there. That's one in the NHL where they have those goaltender interference calls, and you kind of question what's going on and what's it look like. That one right there is one that in the NHL, nobody has an idea what it would have been, but immediately waved off here, and 1-0 with 3:08 to go. We play on.
It's being played around to the far side by Travojevic for the Raiders, as it's still deep in the zone. It's loose out in front. Hagstrom trying to gain control of the centering feed, but the Raiders take it back. Zephyrs are able to hold the zone. There's a takeaway. There's a shot saved by Wright. He's around to the near side corner. It's Hagstrom battling down there. Hagstrom will have a shot blocked. Hagstrom second chance, and it dribbles in on Wright. Still loose. They still haven't blown the play dead yet. Now they have.
A lot of extracurricular activity going on in the crease there. A few shoves back and forth. The crowds are both very much into this game now. Becoming a fun atmosphere as the stakes continue to rise as we get late here in this second period. Again, the Raiders up 1-0, out shooting Mahtomedi and the Zephyrs 15-14 here in this Class A semifinal. They're clearing everybody out from the net. And the officials have done a really good job. They let both teams push the envelope a little bit there. Nothing crazy, no punches to the head or anything, just some shoving. Both teams trying to A, keep the puck out of the net, and B, if you're the Zephyrs, trying to blast Logan Wright right through the net with that puck. And Wright's kind of on his glove hand, working out a little kink, it looks like. It looks like he's fine, but got his arm above his head, getting some stretch out there. He did have a Zephyr fall on him there. Officials doing a really good job staying on it, communicating with those teammates and those players, and facilitating well in the own end of the ice for the Greenway Raiders.
Face-off controlled by the Zephyr. Shot through traffic. It's still loose on the near side circle, and now the Raiders able to clear it back out to neutral. It's behind Vekic. Being able to send back the other direction by Broughton. Raiders trying to get it back out to neutral, but it's intercepted, brought back in. There's a shot by Ollier, and that's held on to by Wright.
Really good save there as well by Wright. Simple save, but he corralled the rebound, didn't allow a second chance opportunity on that one. And 2:19 remaining here in this excellent Class A semifinal between, again, the number 1 seed Mahtomedi Zephyrs, who trail Greenway, the 4 seed, 1-0 here.
Birdsall and La'alia in the face-off circle. It's pushed up to the far side boards. The battle ensues up there. Puck still along those far side boards. Birdsall, Miller, a couple of those as the Raiders come out with it. Rajala dumps it into the offensive zone. He'll get to it first up in the corner. Rajala centering feed, nobody there. Comes down to the near side in the offensive zone for the Raiders. The battle ensues in the near side corner in the Zephyr zone. 1:53 to go here in the second period. 16-15 in shots on goal in favor of Mahtomedi as the Raiders play it back the other direction. Again, deep in the Zephyr zone, Mahtomedi will have to reset on the far side as the pass out into the neutral zone. Here they come. There's Joe Paradise. Paradise's shot is blocked, but he's able to maintain his own rebound. He'll circle the net. Centering feed. It's loose on the side. Still battling for it. And able to be just poked up to the far side corner by the Raiders.
Wow, Wright was in the splits there. The puck was on the left side of the ice. He laid horizontally on the crease. The puck bounced to the right side, just missed, but then cleared by the defenseman.
Jamander took a long shot wide. Here's Lawson. Lawson, back door in front of the goaltender Dardis, and it's pushed wide. My goodness, fast and furious. 1 minute to go. Kick back out to the point. There's a shot. Travojevic actually holds up. Lance through traffic. That shot is blocked. Then they get it back to Travojevic. Travojevic through traffic. That one's blocked, and Dardis able to find that one.
And, of course, it's Dante Lawson down there making things happen. He did an excellent job there. Initial rush, he got the puck low, got it back. Great save by Dardis. Puck squirts out behind the net there, and Lawson wins a puck battle. Bounces that puck off the boards, gets the puck to the point. Great save there by Dardis on a glove save through traffic to keep this a 1-0 hockey game in the Raiders' favor.
40. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just face off here to the left of Dardis, as you mentioned. 47 seconds to go here in this second period.
Zephyr is able to get it back out to neutral ice, and then the Raiders, Lawson into the offensive zone. Lawson, but he got fended off nicely. He had two defenders in front of him as the Zephyrs get it back out to neutral ice. Raiders will reset in their own zone. Miller trying to play this one ahead, able to be held in by the Zephyrs, and now I think they will say that one must have vacated. Offside called, 27.9 to go.
Yeah, Greenway gets bailed out a little bit there. In the neutral zone, Greenway tried to go D to D there. It was a bit of a risky pass. The pass was just off the mark, so it squirted off to the wall there in front of the Mahtomedi Zephyr student section, and puck bounced out to the neutral zone just offside.
Face-off still loose and now poked down into the Raiders zone. The Raiders play it behind their own net. They'll play it around to the near side. Wasson gets it ahead for Trombley. Trombley into the offensive zone with Birdsall. He got it to Birdsall. Backhand shot saved by Dardis.
Yeah, Birdsall, that was beautiful there. A little give and go with Trombley. Trombley had the puck on the left side of the ice there, brought it into the offensive zone, moved it forward. Nice save by Dardis as well with the glove on Tristan Birdsall. 14.3 remaining here in the second period of play. Face off to Dardis' right.
Birdsall will be in the face-off circle, and he'll win it. Miller able to hold it in. They'll play it around behind the net to Lawson. Lawson centering feeds. What a save by Dardis again on the shot. 5 seconds to go in the period. As Miller unable to hold the zone this time, as the period will come to an end. Oh my goodness, as we'll go to the third period after the second intermission. I think we all need to catch our breath. Dante Lawson with his third goal of the state tournament puts Greenway up 1-0 here after 2 periods. We're going to take a break and come back. A much needed break for all of us up here in the booth.
Yeah, we got to make sure we give credit there quick to Ben Dardis, though. An incredible save. Lawson fed Trombley right in front of the net. He had about 5 feet open right in front of the cage. Great blocker save there. Trombley fired that puck on net. Dardis right on top of his crease to make the save and push that one aside. And again, as you mentioned, Pat, end of 2 periods here from XL Energy Center in the Class A semifinal, our second Class A of the day. Greenway leads Mahtomedi 1-0.
Carol Griffith, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes. Carol, thanks for joining us between periods here today.
Yes, thank you very much.
So let's start from the very beginning. You know, we've all heard of Robert Thomas Homes, but really, who is Robert Thomas Homes?
Well, Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned semi-custom home builder. We're based in Lakeville and as a part of the Tradition Corporation. We build homes from the $400,000 to up to $1 million in communities throughout the Twin City metro area. Many of our communities that we're building in right now, Spirit of Branch and Farm in Lakeville, the Harvest in Chaska, Village Preserve Lake Elmo, St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, and 21 Oaks in Woodbury.
Well, our viewers can obviously see the incredible drone footage of your Lakeville properties that Robert Thomas Homes have put together. That is an absolute gorgeous. That's got to be a crown jewel of some of the things you've done.
Yes, I expect this is the Spirit of Branch and Farm, and Spirit of Branch and Farm is a very, very special community. We've been the top-selling community in the Twin Cities for the past 3 years. And there's a wide variety of architectural designs and homes that we offer in addition to miles of parks, a phenomenal community center, and pools. There's just so many great things that neighborhood has to offer.
So let's talk about your target market then. Who do you find is your typical target market for your homes?
We really build in, I'd say, 4 varied collections is what we offer. One collection that's been very popular right now is our cottage or villa collection. It's a single level of association maintained design, and they have a tendency to appeal to that empty nester. Those homes are priced probably from the $400 to about $450 or $550. We build those in Lakeville, as well as we'll have Enclave in Plymouth opening very soon. Another collection that's been popular is our cottage or village collection, which is two stories, 1,900 to 3,000 square feet. They seem to be appealing to that first-time buyer. They're priced in the 3s to 5s. We have 2 more, a heritage collection, which is a 2-story, more of a move-up product line, ranging again from 2,600 to 3,400 square feet, and those are priced in the 400 to upper 5s. We offer that product line basically throughout the Twin Cities. And then the Tradition collection is our larger semi-custom homes that range from anywhere from 2,800 to 6,000 square feet. You'll find features like indoor sport courts, really deluxe baths, bonus rooms, some really nice features. And those homes start in the 500s and build over $1 million.
So the building industry had a big awards gala last month, and you came home with quite a few trophies. It was a successful run. Can you talk on that a little bit?
Sure. It was a record for us.
Wow.
And, from what we understand at the Builders Association of the Twin Cities, the Builders Association of the Twin Cities offers the Reggie Award, which is similar to maybe the movie Oscars. And Robert Thomas was fortunate to win 6 Reggie Awards out of 16 categories. So that was quite a big night for us and a lot of fun.
And then finally, what advice would you give to people who are looking to build a home right now?
Right now, it's an outstanding time to buy. Interest rates are incredibly low. And I think people are surprised when they find out how affordable homes can be. First, I usually tell people, do your research online. Do some research so you can find out what builders are in the areas that you're searching for. Get pre-qualified. We at Robert Thomas work with Tradition Mortgage. Tradition Mortgage offers a really great program for our customers and makes it very seamless. Then definitely visit the builders' communities and model homes. One thing Robert Thomas puts a huge focus on is not just the house. We take a lot of great pride in the homes that we build, but our huge emphasis is on designing communities that are focused on bringing the neighborhood together. So you'll see community centers and exercise rooms, party rooms, green spaces, parks, just really hockey rinks. You'll see all these really great spaces for people to spend time.
Sounds. Sorry about that. Keep going.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was going to say, and understand what the builder will include, what's included, and you want to make sure that many of those features are sustainable, that they'll last. Work with a company you trust, ask for references, and then enjoy the process. Building a home is your personal space that you're designing, so make sure that you enjoy it.
Can I ask you a quick question on the sustainable comment you made? How do you know what is sustainable or not as far as something that would last? What do you look for in that?
What we look for is a good product, for example, is the exterior siding of a home. In Minnesota, that's a very important aspect. So we use a product by the name of LP SmartSide. LP SmartSide is a Minnesota-made company, but it has a very long warranty. In addition, we have a paint on the exterior that's factory finished, so our homeowners don't need to paint the home for at least 20 years or more. So for us, it's something that withstands hail, and so it's something that we don't want people to put, all of this investment into a home and then have to make changes or update it, shortly after moving in. So these are products that they know that they won't have to touch for hopefully 10 years or more.
So that's really incredible advice from Carol Griffith, who's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes, part of Tradition Companies. Really wonderful outreach that your whole company has done for this tournament and youth sports across the metro area. Thank you for telling us a little bit more about Robert Thomas Homes, and hopefully people will start picking up the phone and calling. You can also be visited at robertthomashomes.com. Anything else you want to add for contact information, Carol?
No, I think visit our website and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
Carol Griffith, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes. Carol, thanks for joining us between periods here today.
Yes, thank you very much.
So let's start from the very beginning. We've all heard of Robert Thomas Homes, but really, who is Robert Thomas Homes?
Well, Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned semi-custom home builder. We're based in Lakeville and as a part of the Tradition Corporation. We build homes from the $400,000 to up to $1 million in communities throughout the Twin City metro area. Many of our communities that we're building in right now, Spirit of Branch and Farm in Lakeville, The Harvest in Chaska, Village Preserve Lake Elmo, St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, and 21 Oaks in Woodbury.
Well, our viewers can obviously see the incredible drone footage of your Lakeville properties that Robert Thomas Homes have put together. That is an absolute gorgeous. That's got to be a crown jewel of some of the things you've done.
Yes, I expect this is the Spirit of Branch and Farm, and Spirit of Branch and Farm is a very, very special community. We've been the top-selling community in the Twin Cities for the past 3 years. And there's a wide variety of architectural designs and homes that we offer in addition to miles of parks, a phenomenal community center, and pools. There's just so many great things that neighborhood has to offer.
So let's talk about your target market then. Who do you find is your typical target market for your homes?
We really build in, I'd say, 4 varied collections is what we offer. One collection that's been very popular right now is our cottage or villa collection. It's a single level of association maintained design, and they have a tendency to appeal to that empty nester. Those homes are priced probably from the $400 to about $450.
Between periods of high school hockey, state tournament coverage, and section playoff time, and one of our great supporters and partners is the Sportsman's Guide, and we're joined by Scott Eichstad, Senior Vice President of Customer Experience and Operations. He's got a big job with a very big company that's located in South St. Paul, Minnesota. And, Scott, you had an event last year called the Sportsman's Guide Beyond the Pond Sale. That's year one. This is becoming an annual event because you're bringing it back coming up on March 9th at noon at your store. Thanks for joining us once again, and we're excited to help promote this event for you. Can you talk a little bit about what's going on with your event?
Absolutely. Again, thanks for having me. And last year was our first annual Beyond the Pond sale event here at the Sportsman's Guide, and it was a success. We partnered with KFAN, and again, we're doing that again this year. They're going to have their live show right on location here in our store in South St. Paul. And Kevin Fallness, Pat Nicoletti, and Lou Danny's going to be on site. And it's just a wonderful opportunity for customers to come in and meet the legends within the state of Minnesota hockey, and at the same time take advantage of some incredible one-day only deals, up to 60% off on a lot of product in our store. So we had a great kickoff event last year, and year 2, and we foresee doing this year after year here, and the timing of it is great with the state high school hockey tournament, and which I obviously have a passion for on my past with hockey. So we're really looking forward to it.
Well, it's a great event, and it's a time we're all talking about hockey, and there's nothing more pure than high school hockey. I think that's what both of us have talked about a lot, and it's been in our blood for a long time. And there's a lot of traffic that's moving toward the St. Paul area, and I think one of the most important things is about your store. It's phenomenal. I mean, you've got everything in there, and for those that are familiar with it, they know exactly what they need, where they want to go, and what they have to do. But for those that are usually online shoppers, can you tell us a little bit about your in-store experience?
Absolutely. We're, again, Sportsman's Guide. We're in South St. Paul. We've been here. The Sportsman's Guide been around for about 40 years. And, the thing is with our store, whatever your passion, if you're an outdoors person, you're gonna find it in our store. If it's ammunition and shooting supplies, firearms, hunting equipment, tree stands, surplus, boots, shoes, clothing, fishing, camping, you name it, we have it. We have a rare and unique military surplus gear from the United States and all over the world. We've got a huge selection of ammunition that we sell most items in bulk. And then we have this clearance corner that at any given time there's discounts up to 30 to 60% off every day. So, and then a couple of other unique things I think for our store is if you're a first responder, retired or active duty military member, you receive 10% off your purchase or 5% off ammunition and firearms and other select items. Just our way of saying thank you for the
Hi, everybody. Welcome back here to the second semifinal game. Greenway 1, Mahtomedi nothing, as we get set to start the third period momentarily. Once again with Nate Olson, Patrick Lilia with you. A lot to talk about from that second period. And boy, where do we even start?
Yeah, it's been an up and down kind of a game there, and Mahtomedi did a good job taking control there, but Dante Lawson and Mr. Trombley have done an excellent job, Ben Trombley, of really giving Greenway some creative, really good, strong offensive opportunities. And all it was one little mistake where they left the lane open on a little bit of a 3-on-2, and Trombley was able to find Lawson, who was able to cut to the middle of the ice and bury it low to the glove side of Ben Dardis. And that's the only tally so far in this game as we wind down under a minute to go before we drop the puck on period number 3 here on mnhockey.tv. The Raiders looking to get to the state championship game here. They are 17 minutes away, and Mahtomedi looking to do the same, but they need to score a couple goals before that happens. And next goal is going to be a crucial one, Pat. 2-goal lead. If it's Greenway that gets it, Mahtomedi could tie this game up with one shot here, and we're in for a treat here. I think we're excited for a fun third period and intense third period as both of these teams look to battle to try and play tomorrow at noon in the Class A state championship game against St. Cloud Cathedral.
Absolutely, and as you were mentioning, certainly The next goal, of course, going to be huge, and I'm sure Greenway coming out realizing they don't think they're going to win this game 1-0, do they?
No, I think nothing's going to change on Greenway's end. They're going to continue to try and get pucks deep, forecheck hard, get pucks in transition, and try and create a couple of odd man opportunities, and then make sure that they're taking care of their own end of the ice and in front of Logan Wright, who's been great here this evening.
Now the Zephyrs bring the face-off with Joe Paradise into the offensive zone, and he rips a shot wide. Mahtomedi now going from left to right once again as Pilarski able to hold the zone, and then he whiffs on a shot. The Raiders able to get it back out to neutral ice. It'll drift all the way through, and we'll go for an icing. So an early offensive zone face-off for the Zephyrs. 16:39 to go in regulation. 1-0 Greenway with the lead.
Yep, and as you mentioned, this puck's coming back down into the Greenway Raiders end of the ice, and it'll be to the right of the Raiders goaltender, Logan Wright. Crowd into it and active here early in the third period.
Driving on off the face-off, I think that might have been Dulock, and Wright again able to smother that one.
Yeah, I can't tell if that was Dulock or Skillings that came in from the point.
I think that was the number 9, which would be Dulock, which is the 8 and the 9 really look similar on those uniforms.
They do indeed, and they're both fantastic hockey players as well.
Absolutely, as play continues now in the Zephyr offensive zone. They'll play it down into the corner. Played back the other direction by the Raiders. Dulock with a shot that's blocked out front in traffic. They'll play now behind the Raider net. Play back as there's a stick loose on the ice.
Picked one up from his defenseman there.
That's Miller, who is not Miller, that's Lance, who was playing without a stick, and now there's Lance still playing without a stick, and team kind of kicking that one around as it came back behind the net.
Excellent job there. Wright got his stick back, and so did the defenseman, and off they run.
Here they come into the offensive zone. Here's Lawson. Lawson, turnaround shot that'll go wide, and then just off the end boards. Miller with a shot, that one just goes wide. Birdsall pokes one just wide as well. Miller maintaining possession. Miller pushes it for Trombley.
Excellent pressure here from the Raiders.
He gets it back to the point. There's a shot through traffic, and Dardis has to make the save. Birdsall still battling. He's still got the puck. Centering feed intercepted out front. They try to get it to Trombley, but Trombley able to take it away. And now it is poked back out to neutral ice as the Raiders will dump it in, and they will change. Skillings gets it up ahead through the neutral zone for Tom Paradise. There's Rajala with it now in his own zone for the Raiders. He'll play it back out to neutral ice. Here come the Raiders with Vekic into the offensive zone. Vekic gets tied up. The puck ends up on the far side. Miller battling with Johnson. Vekic will get to the puck on the far side board, and then he takes a big hit. And that'll enable that was a beautiful hit, as you were saying. Play stopped as the Zephyrs enter the offensive zone with 14:42 to go in regulation.
Yeah, looks like Logan Wright's net may have just slid off there, and face-off will come to the right of his net here in the Raiders defensive zone. As you mentioned, 14:42 to go here, and Mahtomedi has got to start pushing a little bit. Greenway has some excellent opportunities there. Ben Dardis was fantastic, made 3 saves all through traffic there. Greenway continuing to press and continuing to do a good job clogging up the middle of the offensive end of the ice.
The Raiders control the face-off. They'll carry it into the offensive zone. Here's Strabojevic winding up rather than Trombley for a blast. As it ends up back on the far side. Here's Lawson with a takeaway. Lawson on the drive. Lawson wraparound save by Dardis.
Beautiful save there. Dardis read it perfectly. Came out, just got outside the crease just a little bit to take away any angle that Lawson would have had to wrap that puck into the cage.
Begley tried to pick up the speed but got knocked off the puck as it slid back out through neutral ice. Loose along the Zephyr bench and now sent down in deep to the Zephyr zone.
Smart change there. It looked like the Zephyrs had a guy trying to get off the ice. The puck hit his skate. The oncoming player waited to avoid a too-many-men penalty. Great job there.
Joe Paradise with it on the far side boards. It's poked back down into the corner where the Raiders will take it with Trbojevic. Trbojevic plays it around. It'll go back into the neutral zone. It's Rajala into the offensive zone. Oh, what a move. Rajala with a centering feed that'll work its way past Birdsall up to the far side corner. As Joe Paradise ends up coming out with it. Here he comes through neutral ice. He'll gain the offensive zone, trying to work his way around. Lands, and there's a shot that's saved by Wright. Zephyrs maintain the offensive zone possession. Skillings from the point with a shot that's deflected wide of the net. Loose down in the near side corner as a battle forms. 13-13 to go in regulation. 1-0 Greenway. Comes free along the near side is Pilarski trying to fight his way through some green jerseys. Couldn't do it. As this one sent down in deep for an icing by the Raiders, and a face-off back in the Raider zone after the TV timeout.
Yeah, Rajala just missed Vekic breaking up the ice there. He may have had a pretty good opportunity to bring the puck in on the left side of the ice towards the top of the circle, but just out of his reach, as you mentioned. We are going to have a face-off back in the Greenway zone after the ice. Shots on goal here in this period, 22-19 in favor of the Greenway Raiders, who also lead on the scoreboard here at the 75th Boys State High School Hockey Tournament, 1-0.
Oh, what a game that you and I have seen this afternoon with Matt Harrington, our producer. He's down below us now, with Todd Mullick and Pete Wagner also hanging out up here with us. It's just Nate and I in the booth at the moment.
Spacious in here for us to take in this beautiful hockey game, and got to commend both teams. Kids playing really hard. A lot of great hockey plays right now, and a lot of toughness in protecting each other's own end of the ice, and that's why we're in a defensive battle here, 1-0. There's been quite a few good offensive opportunities as well, both goaltenders playing well, and a couple of missed nets have helped keep this a low-scoring game, but 13 minutes exactly to go here, and you can just kind of feel the tension build just a little bit here with every minute that passes on that clock, as we're in such a tight hockey game, and both teams want to win the state championship and cannot do so unless they finish this game and win this one to take on Cathedral tomorrow at noon here at the X.
Keep in mind that the Zephyrs did have a goal waved off when Hagstrom crashed into the goaltender right. Later in that second period, that was after Greenway had taken the lead. As the Raiders able to drive it back down into the Zephyr zone, they'll play it around to the near side as the Zephyrs able to flip it out. That'll end up going for an icing, and we'll have a face-off back in the Zephyr zone. 12:41 to go in regulation. 1-0 Greenway.
Yeah, very important that both teams continue to do a great job in the face-off dot. There's been a ton of great battles as pucks have been dropped, and the possession of the puck is so important when you have such excellent puck possession teams facing off against one another. Every face-off a golden opportunity to attain possession.
Skillings controls around behind his net for the Zephyrs. Here he comes. He gets a pass into the neutral zone for Dulac. Dulac dropped it behind him for Metz. It ends up down on the end boards behind the Greenway net. Looking to center. There's a shot. That'll be saved by Wright. Deflects up onto the end boards. Kicks it back out to Skillings at the point on the near side. Skillings shot through traffic. Right down, able to somehow get it out of there up to the far side boards.
Really good job by Micah Jernander to clear a loose puck on the back door. Great defensive play to avoid this game being tied up 1-1. The Zephyrs had a golden opportunity on the back door, and Jernander just cleared that puck to the wall, and Greenway was able to chip that puck out of the zone and keep their 1-0 lead here. Face-off coming in the neutral zone just outside the Raiders' blue line. 12:06 to go here in this Class A semifinal. Greenway 1-0 lead over Mahtomedi.
The Raiders possess in their own zone. They'll bring it now out to neutral ice. As we hit the 5-minute mark here of the final period, the Raiders dump it in deep. There's Newbeck with it behind his own net for the Zephyrs. Now he'll reverse direction and carry it back behind his net once again as he waits to set things up. As Vekic almost able to take that one away, and now it's thrown back out to neutral ice, where Lance gets it up ahead and then swatted in deep once again to the Zephyr zone. Newbeck again back to get it behind his own net. 11:33 to go in regulation. Greenway 1, Mahtomedi 0. Into the offensive zone come the Zephyrs with Begley. Begley with a shot. That'll be deflected up into the corner. We're trying to get it down to Tom Paradise on the near side. Paradise reversing direction. Paradise through traffic. That was saved by Wright. There's a blast that's blocked. Second chance shot blocked out front. Another one that's blocked. And the Zephyrs with about 4 shots blocked on that sequence as Greenway sends it all the way back into the Zephyr zone. Skillings will reset behind his own net, send a pass out into the neutral zone. There's Tom Paradise with it in his own zone now once.
Oh man, Vacated with a couple of excellent block shots there, and a really good job by Greenway to take away the middle of the ice. We talked earlier that that's a huge key. Doing a great job of that so far.
It's Trombley trying to force this one ahead into the Zephyr zone. Centering feed for Lawson. And then he sends one through the blue as he didn't have a good angle to take a shot. 10:30 to go in regulation. Zephyrs back into the offensive zone. It'll work its way behind the Raider net. Miller will pick it up in the far side corner. He'll flip this one out back to neutral ice. Begley back to grab it in his own zone. Begley will play this one up ahead. As it's loose now on the MSHSL logo. Now it'll trickle its way back to Miller, who will try to send this one in deep. Into the offensive zone come the Raiders. Redirect just wide of the net. Jamander backhand shot, save by Dardis.
Oh man, a beautiful cross ice feed. Coming down the left half wall was Dante Lawson. He had Jernander stick on the ice. Excellent feed there, just misses wide on the tip shot. Man, what a golden opportunity that was for Greenway to take a 2-0 lead, but just wide of the cage and to the left of goaltender Ben Dardis for the Zephyrs. And just like that, with 9:59 to go here in the third period, 1-0, Greenway leads. Shots on goal are dead even at 23 apiece. The excitement's rising a little bit here in the XL Energy Center, and we're in for a fun finish here as we're at this 10-minute TV timeout.
My goodness. Dante Lawson from Trombley in the second period. The third goal of the tournament for Dante Lawson put Greenway up 1-0. And that's all that's been up on that scoreboard so far. So many chances for both teams. Just such a wonderful game that we've gotten to watch so far this afternoon.
Definitely, it's been a fantastic display here of high-level high school hockey and a great showcase of two fantastic hockey teams. Both teams playing their hearts out here. And one minor mistake allowed a 3-on-2, and a great executed 3-on-2 that is, like we mentioned from Lawson in that second period, is the difference here. And again, Lawson beat Dardis on a beautiful shot from the slot low to the glove side. And that's the only tally of the game so far here as we are looking to face off and continue play left of Ben Dardis in the Zephyr zone.
As Dulac pushes the faceoff back behind the Zephyr net, he'll play it around to the far side boards, intercepted by the Raiders. Then briefly able to be held in the zone. Now here come the Mets into the offensive zone. Mets trying to work his way around. Mets with a backhand, and that'll go off the side of the cage. Turnaround shot, they score! Mahtomedi ties the game!
Yeah, and it's going to be a 1-1 game here, and a great job right there by Noah Skillians to pick up a loose puck behind the net. That puck was brought into the zone there with speed by J.D. Metz. Metz brought the puck to the left side. He tried getting the puck on net, just trickled behind the goaltender of Greenway, Logan Wright, where Skillians was able to pick that puck up, and he rolls around to the bottom of the left face-off dot, and he fires one high up the glove side, over the glove shoulder of Logan Wright. A beautiful shot. Beautiful shot there for Noah Skillians, and he's going to make this game 1-1, and we've talked a lot about Skillings being creative offensively and joining the rush from the blue line. He did just that right there, and a gorgeous top shelf goal ties this game at 1 with 9:38 to play. Excuse me, that's actually going to be Nikolai Dulac again with that 8-9. So Dulac's the one with a gorgeous play there. He rolled around that circle, high top shelf goal, beautiful shot.
So Dulac with the goal. This game is tied at 1. Centering feed got through to Dardis, who made the save. He's got Lawson encroaching once again as Mahtomedi ices the puck. 9:14 to go. It's now a 1-1 game.
And now we're going to really see the energy rise. Greenway on their bench. Everything's cool, calm, collected. They're ready to just continue to press and keep working. And two excellent goals that have been scored by both of these teams here in a fantastic hockey game. And we wouldn't want it any other way. We like it tied here in the third period. This is fun.
Face off to the right of Dardis. Control by Greenway. Shot off the face-off, saved by Dardis. Loose behind the net. Run around to the near side, kick back out to the point. Here's Trbojevic. It's it back to Lawson. Lawson, turnaround shot. Oh, what a save by Dardis!
Save of the tournament. Incredible save on an empty net. Dardis dives and makes a stop on Lawson on the back door. Wow.
And it'll work its way back around it into the offensive zone with speed. Here's Pilarski. Pilarski with a shot. Save by Wright.
Big save there by Wright on a 2-on-1. Pilarski cut that puck to the middle of the ice. Pilarski, the left-handed shot, tried to beat Wright low to the blocker side. He just can't do it. It's swallowed up there by Wright. We're going to face off to the right of Logan Wright. And just like that, 1-1 here. 8:44 remaining in this Class A semifinal. Excellent atmosphere here at XL Energy Center.
Kicks back off the face-off down to the near side boards as Hagstrom able to hold the zone. Dulac trying to center it. It'll kick its way up into the corner, but the Zephyrs able to hold the offensive zone. They'll play it around to the near side. As Hagstrom takes a hit in the corner. Turnaround shot. We'll go to the wraparound attempt, and Wright able to find that one.
8:22 remains on the clock right now. And now to the left of Logan Wright. We're going to have a face-off, a very important offensive zone draw here for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, who have now sustained some pressure building off that Dulac goal.
The Zephyrs again with Begley able to hold the zone. Begley will push this one through the corner as he gets tied up from behind by Elich. Begley trying to get away. He's got Elich as it's redirected out front and just tipped wide. Zephyr still able to maintain the offensive zone pressure, and there's a shot that's saved by Wright off the stick of Tom Paradise. It kicks back out to the point. It's a long shot. This will be tipped in wide as they tried to get it down low to Paradise once again. It'll work its way around behind the net. Miller with it. Miller will get it along the far side boards. It'll be thrown back out to neutral by the Raiders. The Raiders able to take it away. They try to get it down to Lawson on the near side, but it hopped his stick, and it's sent back into neutral by the Zephyrs. The Raiders then able to gain the offensive zone. There's a long pass into the offensive zone, and Metz just couldn't quite catch that one. Metz, they score! Corey Pilarski on the centering feed, and Mahtomedi leads it for the first time.
What a pass there, and Corey Pilarski just coming in hard down the slot, stick on the ice, and just bangs in a pass, as you mentioned there, coming down the right side of the ice. And just like that, Mahtomedi rolls to a 2-1 lead here with a couple of goals here in the last couple of seconds. A beautiful job by Joe Paradise, who initially caught a long stretch pass on the right side of the ice, and he fumbled it just a little bit. He picked that up and corralled it with speed as he kind of got going. And as we mentioned, Corey Pilarski, the leaders for the Zephyrs, coming through big time so far in this third period. Buries a nice little sauce pass just by Logan Wright, just underneath his blocker. And just like that, Jeff Poschel's squad is 7 minutes and 26 seconds away from moving on to play St. Cloud Cathedral in the Class A championship game tomorrow.
7:23 to go as the Zephyrs dump it in deep to the Greenway zone once again. Greenway answered multiple times, every time against Delano. They need one now. 7:11 to go. Here come the Raiders with Lawson into the offensive zone. Lawson, though, losing control of the puck, and then a good job by Jamander to take it back. Jamander's centering feed is knocked back by the Zephyrs. Here they come the other way. Here's Metz up the right wing, the left wing side into the offensive zone. Metz, though, losing control of the puck as he got tied up with Trombley, and it'll be sent up to the far side boards. Come the Raiders back the other way as it's sent down to the near side. It's Trombley into the offensive zone. Trombley going to work his way around as his centering feed slides through everybody, and Tom Paradise picks it up for the Zephyrs. Tom Paradise carries it into the offensive zone. His shot is blocked. Clear attempt, though, remains in. It's loose out front, and then just shot wide by Paradise out front, where there was Adam Johnson, my apologies, who had worked his way free in front of the net. 6:20 to go now in regulation. Able to be held in by the Zephyrs. Long shot, that's blocked in front of the net. Johnson turnaround shot, that's saved by Wright. Loose in front of Wright, now poked down to the near side corner. Come the Raiders back into the neutral zone. Trombley working a really long shift here. Trombley trying to work his way around. Trombley, no, it's saved by Wright.
Oh, I think he hit the side of the net. He did a good job, brought the puck to the right side, wrapped it around goaltender Ben Dardis, who was out sprawled to his right, and it just hit the side of the net. An incredible chance by Trombley, who kind of got tripped up by the goaltender there, Dardis. But regardless, it's 2-1 here. Mahtomedi leads, 5:49 to go. And we've got a whistle here for a Zephyr who is down and does not look like he's doing well, in pain.
Well, that was Skillings because he got down to take that shot off the stick of Miller. Oh, man, and he took that one right on the side.
And he did, too, and an excellent opportunity there by Trombley, who's been excellent all night long. Great flash of speed, and actually that's number 6 for Mahtomedi. That's Connor Stoker. Stoker being helped up now and off on his own power, which is excellent news. Medical staff did a good job jumping out on the ice right away, and the Mahtomedi crowd and faithful giving a nice hearty round of applause there for Stoker as he skates to the bench, and did so gingerly, but he's up on his own power, and that's good to see. And important to watch here too, if the Zephyrs do end up moving on and playing in tomorrow's Class A state championship game, you've got Stoker there. Solid defenseman for the Zephyrs.
Well, they have a TV timeout in there as well. It's 5:49 to go here in regulation. Mahtomedi 2, Greenway 1. Offensive zone faceoff coming for the Raiders. It'll be to the left of Dardis. The third period, that second period was intense, but this period has really just cranked it to the next level.
Yeah, as time keeps ticking down here and we're under 6 minutes to go in this hockey game, you can just feel the intensity in the building rising. Both fans right on the edge of their seats, both benches up and active, excited to be in this moment. Both teams looking to try and clinch their berth in the Class A state title game tomorrow. Greenway trailing Mahtomedi here 2-1. As you mentioned, 5:49 to play in this third period. And here we go, face-off to the left of Mahtomedi, freshman goaltender Ben Dardis.
L'Allier wins the face-off as it's played up to Joe Paradise on the far side. Paradise gets it to Begley. Begley into the offensive zone. Begley tried to go to the backhand, but was driven past the net. A good job by the Greenway defense to shove that one off. As Rajala gets it ahead to Lawson. Lawson flips it out into the neutral zone. As there the Zephyrs able to play it up back to the far side boards. 5:25 to go in regulations. The puck ends up in the bench.
And the face-off, as you mentioned, is going to be in the neutral zone here. Exciting 5:24 here to go. They're going to be looking to see if Greenway can get the equalizer here. They've had a great period, and it's been a fun back-and-forth period, too.
Face-off pushed all the way back down into the Mahtomedi zone as Skillings back to pick it up behind his own net. He'll survey, throw a pass out, and gets up to Duloc. Now here's Metz up the left wing side. Metz with a long shot, gloved by Wright and held on to. Offensive zone face-off, Mahtomedi, 5:09 to go.
And important draws here, particularly in the defensive zone for Greenway. They cannot let Mahtomedi win a draw and get offense generated off the face-off here.
Raiders able to push the face-off ahead. Here's Trombley through the neutral zone. Trombley's got Lawson with him. Trombley up the near side boards, gets knocked off nicely. Duloc able to clear it back out into the offensive zone. There's Hagstrom. Hagstrom centering feed for Metz. What a save by Wright. As Trombley cross-ice pass for Lawson. Lawson into the offensive zone. Lawson gets fended off nicely there as it's taken back behind the net. Centering feed comes out to the point. There's a shot through traffic, saved by Wright. If that gun got through to him at all. Rather not Wright, that's Dardis who would make the save on that one.
Beautiful save there and a hard shot. The rebound squirted out to the point there. And great job to get that hard shot on net. And a beautiful save by Dardis.
Tom Paradise into the offensive zone. He's behind him for Pilarski. It's loose out front. And now still loose out front. Backhander. Wright trying to find it and now able to be sent back the other direction. And here come the Raiders once again. 4:08 in regulation. Lawson fended off nicely. As Trombley can't quite come up with it either. And the Zephyrs have it again on the near side. Just past the 13-minute mark. 3:56 to play. Tom Paradise into the offensive zone, but Miller knocks them off of the puck. Able to be held in by the Zephyrs as Tom Paradise plays it back into the far side corner. Battle along the end boards for it. 2-1, Mahtomedi leading. The Zephyrs trailed 1-0 entering the third period, and
yeah, it's going to be a trip. They're going to call that, and it's a great call. He stuck his knee out there.
There's a shot. There's a penalty coming against Mahtomedi, delayed, as you said. And Greenway was going to mention a little while ago about how penalty-free this game had been.
Yeah, and it's actually the go-ahead goal scorer, Corey Pilarski, who went to engage there and just stuck his leg out big time. Ended up tripping Mitchell Vekic for Greenway. And so with 3:21 left, Greenway is going to get a 2-minute power play. And again, that was the right call. It was a kind of a dangerous play. Those are scary plays. You do not want your knee getting hooked out and tripping guys. That knee-to-knee contact can really do some serious structural damage to players. And that's a good call there.
How aggressive do you think Greenway will be? Do they go for the extra attack or not quite? Well, that's all made moot as this one forced out offside. It's still 3:15 to play, so certainly, I think certainly too early to pull your goaltender, but certainly something that probably crossed the mind of the Greenway coaching staff.
Yeah, and one thing you got to think about too is when you do pull the goaltender on the power play, you're letting the Zephyrs have free reign to ice the puck. And so that's another consideration that they'll have here. I would guess as we get under 2 minutes and closer to 90 seconds remaining, if they're still trailing, the Raiders are going to look to maybe get Logan right to the bench, and then puck dropped and hit off the Greenway bench, right off the face-off, 1 second off the clock there. Just kind of an odd play. And face-off again in front of the Mahtomedi bench, just outside the Mahtomedi zone.
3:11 to go in regulation, 1:51 in the Greenway power play. Wasson will take the face-off against Skillings in the neutral zone. Face-off controlled by Greenway in front of their bench. They'll get it down to Trombley on the near side. Trombley plays this one around the net. It'll bring its way all the way to the far side where Vekic couldn't quite slow it down enough to prevent. Oh, it was able to be held in by Greenway. Lawson battling, he pushes it up into the corner. Lawson will get it on the far side in the corner. And all eyes, I think, on this Mahtomedi defense have been on Lawson really all of this period. We've seen they've really keyed their defenders toward him every time that he's been on the ice.
Yep, right there. Good job to clear the puck 200 feet, allow the Zephyrs to get a change. Minute 14 left on this Greenway power play. 2:30 to go in the game.
Lance plays it into the Zephyr off zone. Battle along the near side boards. It pokes free. Trombley will get it to Lance. Now back to Trombley. Trombley now back to Lance. Trombley trying to set something up in the center as it's out at neutral ice. Lance couldn't hold the zone.
Yeah, and he actually did hold it. The linesman gave him the benefit of the doubt, but he still pulled it out. Trombley, ill-advised pass, just didn't quite see this man, expected him there.
Wasson, as it ends up on the backside of the cage, it'll work its way back to the point, able to be held in by Lance. 1:55 to go, 2-1 Mahtomedi. Trombley back to Lance. There's Trombley with it. Trombley winds up for a shot, he scores! Ben Trombley with a power play goal, and this game is tied at 2 with 1:46 to play.
Unbelievable there. Cameron Lance had that puck high at the point. He made a little sauce pass over there to Ben Trombley, the St. Cloud State commit. Absolutely missiles a puck high to the glove side that beats Ben Dardis, and I am talking a rocket. There was smoke behind that puck there. A beautiful slap shot, and just like that, it's 2-2. The Raiders take advantage of that power play, an untimely tripping penalty on the Zephyrs. The Raiders make them pay. It's 2-2 there on a Trombley blast.
Greenway had an answer every time against Delano. They have an answer tonight when Mahtomedi took the lead. 1:46 to go in regulation. This game is tied at 2.
Greenway goal, 23rd of the season, second of the tournament, scored by number 8, Ben Trombley. Assist, number 10, Cameron Lance, and number 13, Dante.
My goodness, and then play moves back down into the Zephyr offensive zone, and they had a couple of good chances, requiring a couple good saves there by Wright. It's still loose in front of Wright, 1:18 to go, and Rajala comes out with it for the Raiders. Rajala will push this one into the Mahtomedi zone. And back out to neutral ice. Down toward Tom Paradise on the near side. Boy, Mahtomedi really wants to win this thing in regulation as they have it now in front of Wright, and they're whacking away at it. Wright able to hold on to it.
Yeah, good job by Wright to corral the rebound to his left there. And intensity is through the roof here as these two players are fighting each other near the crease and pushing each other around. No harm, no foul there. What a shot that was by Trombley to tie this game up. I mean, an absolute missile. Just high cheese, just top shelf. The Greenway bench ecstatic on it. This is what it's all about. The Greenway fans are cheering, the Mahtomedi fans cheering.
Mahtomedi again wins the face-off. They hold the offensive zone. It's loose in the circle. And the Raiders not quite able to get it back out. 48 seconds to go in regulation. 2-2, Greenway and Mahtomedi. As it chipped down in deep to the offensive zone by the Raiders. It'll be played by Skillings behind his own net. He'll work it down into the near side corner. As Jamander plays this one up toward Trombley. Trombley will get it back to the point. That shot blocked. Got to be careful here as the Raiders back to pick it up in the neutral zone. Hagstrom gets it to Metz. Metz into the offensive zone. Metz centering feed will be sent all the way down to the near side. They'll carry him back out through the neutral zone as Skillings gets it up ahead. 8 seconds to go. Metz at the blue line. Oh, one last look. Here's a shot by Dulock, and that save. 2 seconds to go in regulation, and we're going to go to overtime.
Oh, and a great save there late by Logan Wright on Nikolai Dulac, and the crowd's going nuts here. These kids deserve it. It's a loud atmosphere, an exciting atmosphere, a full XL Energy Center, and why not get some free hockey for these fans to enjoy? Incredible game so far. And again, what a blast by Trombley to tie this game up after Corey Pilarski had given the Zephyrs a 2-1 lead late in that third period.
Ben Trombley with the power play goal with 1:48 to go. Tied the game. I mean, this game is just, there's just so much happening, and
it's been fantastic. I tell you what, Pat, these two teams are laying it all out there, and now it's a one shot, and this one's over, and the next shot that finds Twine is going to send a team to the state championship game and crush the dreams of another. So this is high stakes. It's a fun atmosphere to be a part of. We're lucky to be here and bringing it to you wherever you're listening, at home or at work, in the car. We appreciate you tuning in with us and letting us take you on this fun ride.
Going to do a quick timeout and take a quick commercial break here on MN Hockey TV. We're going to overtime, 2-2 tie game.
Graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a 1982 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league. This is Tim Layton, Communications Director of the Minnesota State High School League and a
We're back with you inside the XL Energy Center. The overtime intermission, 2-2, Greenway and Mahtomedi. As Ben Trombley scores, ties the game on the power play with 1:48 to play for the Greenway Raiders.
Yeah, they just showed Frank Saratori, the Air Force Falcons head coach and Greenway alum, and he's just laughing, smiling, cheering along after that goal, and it's what an atmosphere. The Greenway bench, when that puck went in the net, was just ecstatic, and a fun time here enjoying this game and watching these two teams absolutely lay it on the line against one another. And, you know, to recap there, the shots on goal ended up favored in the Zephyrs 37-28. Of course, we're 2-2 here as we're about to begin our first overtime period, and we'll see if we can get to 3 overtimes like Eden Prairie and Lakeville South did yesterday. So that's kind of the first semifinal of the day here. Was a 6-2 final for Cathedral, and St. Cloud Cathedral and the Crusaders await the overtime winner between either Greenway or Mahtomedi here. And 8 minutes go on the clock here. If we do not find a winner in these first 8 minutes, they'll resurface the ice. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and bring in periods 2 and 3 of the overtime if that happens. And how that works is we go 8 minutes, and if there's a resurface, we resurface, put 17 on the board, and if it goes to a third overtime, they play another 8-minute overtime, and then we continue to resurface or get directed by the high school league what's next.
The Raiders off the opening face-off, able to push it down into the Zephyr zone. It's tied up on the end wall. 7:45 to go, just 15 seconds into the overtime period thus far. As it comes around to Trombley on the near side. Trombley with a shot, loose out front. Trombley scores! Ben Trombley has sent Greenway to the final!
Unbelievable. Trombley did such a great job there following up the initial shot on net. Wasson was there. The guys got tangled up. Dardis lost track of that puck. And Trombley grabs the puck on the left side of the net, and he just takes one stick handle into a wide open cage. And Ben Trombley, the hero that tied it and sent this game to overtime, sends the Greenway Raiders to the Class A state championship game tomorrow. And the Greenway faithful and all of the people here from Greenway and Coleraine are going absolutely insane. Man, is it going to be a party on West 7th Street tonight as the Raiders look to get back to the state championship tomorrow against St. Cloud Cathedral, and none other than the leader, Ben Trombley.
It took all of 23 seconds. It's kind of a far cry from yesterday's Lakeville South Eden Prairie game, wasn't it?
Oh, man, and I tell you what, Pat, great work by Dante Lawson behind the net to keep control of the puck and cycle that. Birdsall gets in front and tips it, and Birdsall was the one that got tied up and allowed Trombley to pick that puck up and just take it right to the right side of the net. And I tell you what, man, that gave me chills just watching that unfold. That was really, really cool to see not only the fans go ecstatic, but to watch the Greenway Raiders celebrate with their teammates, watch the bench, the coaching staff giving each other some hugs. This is what it's all about, Pat. My goodness, what a game. Congratulations to the Greenway Raiders for advancing to the Class A state championship game against St. Cloud Cathedral, who we will have here on mnhockey.tv tomorrow at noon from XL Energy Center.
I also want to congratulate, of course, the Zephyrs on such a great season, the 1 seed coming into the tournament with the Paradise Brothers. Duloc doing such good work as well. Colin Hagstrom, a great season. Of course, goaltender Ben Dardis as well, who had a great game. But the story from the Iron Range continues, and Greenway will compete for the 1A championship tomorrow against St. Cloud Cathedral.
What an incredible atmosphere here. The Greenway faithful just continue to make noise down there, and man, agony and defeat on the Mahtomedi Zephyrs bench and a few of their seniors on the ice. It's a tough deal. Unfortunately, we have to have a loser and we have to have a winner, and the Greenway Raiders win this hockey game 3-2, 23 seconds into the overtime period. And there is going to be a lot of green in here tomorrow. They don't care about a blizzard. They're here to cheer their Raiders on and hopefully see them hoist the state championship trophy again. Tomorrow we will be bringing to you at noon the Class A state championship here from XL Energy Center, and it will now feature the number 4 seed, the Raiders from Greenway, who will take on the number 2 seed, the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. Again, that game will be on mnhockey.tv tomorrow for you at noon here from XL Energy Center, and we're looking forward to having Pete and Bart and the boys bring you tonight both the Class AA semifinals. Our first game of the night is going to start about 6:20 p.m. tonight. That's going to feature the number 2 Blaine Bengals and the number 3 Eden Prairie Eagles. And then 30 minutes after the completion of that Class AA semifinal, we'll find out who the winner of that game will face when we see number 1, the Edina Hornets, taking on the number 4 seed, the St. Thomas Academy Cadets.
As the Zephyrs, they'll play tomorrow at 9 a.m. in that third place game as well against East Grand Forks. So signing off for our now, for Nate, for Matt, And for everybody else, Todd Mulliken as well. Stick around. The Class 2A semifinals are coming up in just a short while with Pete and Barton, the guys. This is Patrick Lilia signing off. Once again, Greenway 3, Mahtomedi 2 in overtime. We'll see you tomorrow morning from the XL Energy Center.